my God.
Welcome.
Welcome, everyone.
Hello.
Mature audiences only. Nope, that's not. It was that way. Oh,
The farts expressed by RPGClinic do not reflect
Open
them.
the fart gates. If I keep making references to Doug streams and VODs, eventually he will ask to be on the channel.
Eventually he'll be a celebrity guest.
Kate's like, I don't think so.
Well, I was like,
Far too
why
famous.
would he? But then I was like, oh, well, he's rich now, so he would be able to afford to come here and accommodate himself. I was like, we can't afford to fly him here and accommodate him. That was my,
no.
that was my like.
Absolutely
We
not.
can't afford to have Doug's audience.
Oh God, it's true.
They pay. No.
They'd be like, where's the text to speech? We want to throw money at you. Run an ad.
It's just, I'm not playing at all. I'm just reading TTS messages in a TTS voice, and we'll like end up rotating it
That's so
throughout the day.
good.
Hey, Doug.
It's milk or be milked. Good luck.
Dear Douglas.
Thank you, dear
Thanks,
Douglas.
love you, bye.
Douglas, very good. Gil, thank you. That's really, really kind.
Thank you,
We
weirdness.
also love being here.
Subs.
And yes, the old resub, the old consecutive stream watch. I'm happy to be here.
How many consecutive rewatches does it take before it becomes truly impressive?
That's a great question. I mean,
Not to
honestly,
take anything away from
Over
anybody.
9,000?
it's over
There we
9,000!
go. I won't be impressed until that. So keep watching it the rest of your damn lives.
How dare you, Captain Bluey? It's only on your channel.
You're right.
Captain Bluey wants a sung greeting on this channel. Actually, I don't think there's a tier for that. Don't do anything.
Oh,
Can you werewolf all these nuts?
nice.
Oh, yes. Incredible.
But was that meant to be like a bad thing that could happen?
I don't know.
Werewolf down. And you're wolfing down.
Wolf down.
Yeah, werewolf down all these nuts.
Oh, what do you mean pesos? I guess this isn't legal tender here. Well, I mean, okay. You could get it converted for legal tender. Yes.
So I thrifted an Oxford sweatshirt. And Scott's furious because
I thought this was only going to be a thing on Drew Crew.
all through Drew Crew I kept dropping references to how I've been to Oxford and therefore he should be
Oh, like the university.
Correct,
Okay,
yes,
I thought it was
sorry.
like Oxford shoes or whatever.
Oh
and
my
I was
God.
like,
Oxford
what
shirt,
is
yeah.
this?
And
Is
you're
this
like,
clearly a
why are
trend
you
on-
saying this
yeah,
now?
well, you're on TikTok, so you're hip with the youth. So I was like, oh, I'm out of touch.
with the you.
It's true. It's true. Of the four of us, I think we all have unique strengths and weaknesses, but I think Liz is the hippest with the youth.
Actually,
Exactly.
a
Smitty.
current kind of meme that's going around is millennials making
That's it.
TikToks about just millennials.
That's
We're
it.
being made fun of incessantly. Is how like millennials posting videos of themselves being like, I don't look my age, like I look younger, but they're just Delulu, like they don't. And then people will repost and be like, you genuinely, there's one guy who got super famous because he was like, this isn't the face of a 43-year-old, this is the face of a 17-year-old. Like, he genuinely thinks he looks 17.
I mean,
Everyone's like, no.
I would do that
no."
every time I got carded if I was still buying alcohol. I'd be like, hey, apparently this is the face of a 17-year-old.
Should take a selfie
true.
with the checkout
Yeah.
clerk to be like, I got carded.
Hey.
What up?
Scott, if you say that we all have strengths and weaknesses,
Yeah.
what would you say is one of our strengths and one of our weaknesses? Don't say who it is.
Uh-oh. Are we sure that this is a
It
good
doesn't have to be
idea?
the same person, by the way.
Oh, okay, all right.
I think that there are weaknesses that you can highlight that, like, it's, like, for instance, don't use this one, but, like, I don't have a TikTok account, right? So, like, I have a weakness in that, like, I am
No, that's
not
a
TikTok.
strength. Please.
It really is a matter of perspective, honestly. I'm gonna think on this.
Weirdness, obsessed with this.
Yeah.
Wizard.
Wizened Elder is really good.
So,
This, yeah, like the. Oh my God. Okay.
Christ.
Aragorn was typing on the side. I didn't realize.
she was
okay.
like, copy paste. So,
Oh,
Here you
it's
go.
Kate.
Oh.
Mini Kate.
And she looks highly unimpressed with the rendition of Happy Birthday being sung. Well, most of us are.
That makes
Happy
sense,
Birthday.
yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know? No. Wait, whoa.
You're like 3 weeks late, so no.
What do you?
Splooey.
What do you mean, Captain
It means
Spooey?
that he's got such a huge package that all
No, but-
his underwear is too
Oh, in the front. I thought he said
No,
in front
no,
of,
no,
and I was
no,
like,
no.
why do you need space like in
He
front
doesn't
of your
like
underpants?
slow walkers, so he prefers to be.
Get that pelvis out of my way. Takes one to know one, Captain Spooey.
No, it's that he wants space, and the trouble is that there's so little in there that like the fabric just folds in. So what he actually needs is a rigid cup to create the space because there's
I wasn't
so
expecting
little
to
in
hear the
there.
word rigid cup within the first 7 minutes of
John,
stream,
yeah.
but there we are.
I'll call you out, John. Your strength is a massive dong.
That's a weakness, man.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Here's the thing.
Learn something new every day.
Guys are always talking about how they wish that they had like giganto
No.
numbers.
Get in the way.
Then-
You did this, Captain Spooey. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Call it an
I'm not on
RPG
Instagram
theme,
anymore.
RPG Clinic, Codpiece. When?
Can you send me a Discord link to it so that I can try to convince my desktop computer to not force me to open the app?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Please and thank you. Thank you.
The general demeanor of an underpaid pensioner.
Everyone's
Everyone's using great words
This
to
is
describe how
fantastic,
elderly
yeah.
they feel. This is wonderful.
Incredible.
I'm really into it. Oh my god.
I think my weakness is that I'm always sat so far away from you.
Aw. Are you sure that's not my weakness?
Redesign the layout so that John's on top of Scott and
On top
No,
of
but here's
it.
why it's a weakness. I'll
Okay.
show you. Because if we're gonna have that slow moment where our heads tilt and our eyes close, right? First of all, tilt to the right. Always tilt to the fucking right. What's wrong with you, man?
I would have felt the moment if we were closer.
But the second is that it would just take forever because this is what it would look like. But like, there's still several meters to go.
Quite a few, actually. I barely moved, actually,
Several
in that
meters
trip.
to go is in fact a very safe bubble of space
Uh-huh.
to
Uh-huh.
other things that work as a bubble of space are these plastic cards
What?
that allow for maximum safety and maximum fun. No.
Sorry.
Stop it. This is what it means. The green card or the play card means I, as a player, am enthusiastically consenting to the roleplay that is happening right now, even if my character appears otherwise. A yellow card or a pause card means, hello everyone, please heads up, look at me, I need to make you all aware of something, and when I am done, typically I'm good to resume the game. But a stop card means I am not okay to keep going because we are streaming. It probably means we're gonna go to a BRB screen and discuss amongst ourselves, and we will only resume the game if everyone is okay to do so. You fabulous people at home do not have these cards, but you do have options. You can always whisper us at RPGClinic, and that will be seen by all of us. Or you can message our moderators. Today we have She Who Knows 10,000 Things, Aragwen. And she can pass along your feedback anonymously if you so choose. And another option that is available to you is always to close the stream entirely and step away from chat. Of course, we would be sad to see you go, but we do want to see you safe.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank
Arkin is correct here. This is part of the reason that these cards are color coded is because they are in reference to traditional traffic lights, which you say, don't go, go. You're not going to be able to go very soon. You should pause. Or slow down. Have I said this anecdote on this channel before? I'm gonna say it really fast. We were learning bridge in middle school. Don't fucking ask. And the man teaching us bridge was like, we use a traffic light system. Red for stop, green for go. Yellow is proceed with, and someone in the back goes, speed!
Oh,
And he just
that
went,
one.
no.
I don't think you mentioned it was learning bridge, which makes me think that you are actually like a more appropriate child age for the age of your father, as opposed to much like me, the age gap being as significant.
Right.
Like my father knew bridge, and therefore I feel like if I was born when he was 20, I might have been taught bridge at school.
And yet,
Aragorn
ironically,
rightly
my
reading
father
Scott's
is quite
Speaking
old.
of old.
How dare you? Gil, I have played trick-based games, suits-based, trump-based games. I have played bridge maybe 3 times in my life. I do like it. It's really cool.
He
Scott
got an
likes
A+
turning
in
tricks.
bridge.
I do like turning
That's
tricks.
cool.
At his school.
I learned how to play bridge when I was in grade 5.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
It was taught at my school.
That's
Wow.
so weird.
It was you had to be part of the bridge club.
Oh my god.
There were guess how many people were in the bridge club?
1.
No, you have to have at least 4.
I know, that's why I'm thinking
There
it's
were
1.
There were 3!
Someone was playing against like the empty.
And the only reason I joined is because I had swapped schools in the middle of the school
Right,
year, and I
right,
was
right.
desperate to like do anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
Build a bridge if you were.
Yeah. Hey. But yeah, so there were only 3 of us, so the teacher who was trying to teach us would have to sit in. And I think that the reason it stopped was because he got so annoyed because whoever his partner was always a dingus and
Well, yeah.
didn't
Well, yeah.
understand
Fifth grade
like
boys.
the niceties
Fifth grade
of
kids.
bidding or anything like that.
I think that's the issue for me, is that there's all these conventions around bidding, which is the game. It's the part of the game you have to learn. But when I was learning, I only knew some. So when I got my hand, I went, well, this doesn't fit any of the things I know. Fuck, I don't know. Like, and then you're in trouble.
If you want a
fun.
good game for that, what was that game called? The Crew?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a trick-based trick
Cooperative
game.
trick tape.
Yeah.
Cooperative is very
Teamwork.
interesting.
Canadians are wild. Captain Splooey, like half the Geneva Conventions are because of us.
It's
Yes, we are.
My
That's a
card
horrible thing
playing
to say.
games in school was just like we had the Hearts crew and we played Hearts on the floor in a specific hallway.
I mean, that is what you do. Like, the thing is,
Yes, correct.
so in my high school, there were like on the top floor, there were steps up to what was like the projection booth for the auditorium or whatever. And those doors were always locked, but there were steps and a landing. And so
Yes.
some kids would sit cross-legged on the landing, and some kids would stand facing the landing. It was like a perfect surface, so that's where people played Magic.
Ah, yeah.
Very
Yeah.
nice, very nice,
It
very
was like
nice.
the spot.
So the Magic the Gathering was at the highest point in the school?
Yeah.
Essentially?
Effectively.
Effectively.
It was the
Yeah.
Magic Tower.
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
if neither of us played Netrunner,
Yeah.
would there be a game, like a card game, that the 2 of us would be really into? Do you think? Like, do you think we'd be Magic heads?
You would have gotten into Arkham, I think.
I think so.
Just been-
Well, Scott's already into it.
I am now. I mean,
you both would be.
I don't know. We've talked about this before. I don't think the themes of it are that interesting. Strip poker for sure. Every Friday night, John and I just get naked in front of each other.
Just the 2 of us.
They pretend,
Just
they
the two
pretend
of
that
us.
it has to do with the poker, that they're really big into poker.
Yep.
Just want to see each other naked.
Without God. That's a good question. I don't know that many like competitive or cooperative. The thing is, I don't like the CCG model.
No.
And now that I've
I think that's
learned what the LCG model is, I'm like, why on earth would I ever go back to that?
I would
For me.
probably play more Magic if people were like super cool with proxying everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
But also, I probably wouldn't because I play better games. How old do you have to be when strip poker just becomes like just no, just don't need to?
I don't know.
Define need to.
I mean,
Define
how old am I? I'm not there yet.
Scott, who would you play strip poker with?
love strip
Literally any of my friends. What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm not
You
ashamed.
say
Let's
that like
fucking
when
go.
the
Here we go. I'm gonna
stream is over, we can bust out a bunch of cards.
We
and
have
we
the
would just
chips
go strip poker.
and the cards.
So quite famously, off stream, I'm actually like not particularly interested in taking my clothes off in
I
front
would
of
say
anyone
when
for
you
any
reach
reason.
an age where you're not
So-
particularly interested in having your friends' bare asses on your furniture. Like, so whatever
ever?
age that is.
when
Oh, actually,
you have
whatever.
furniture
Yeah,
that
right.
you haven't like pulled out of a dumpster.
When you have
26, 27.
furniture that you like.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe
well, you
that's
can do
the
down to the
threshold.
underwear though. That's not their. Well, it depends on their choice of
Knowing
underwear.
you, Kate, if you ever hosted
planning
a
on
strip,
gaming
a
today,
strip
right?
poker night,
There'd
you
be,
would have
like,
little
serviettes.
little barriers.
Oh, Sam, no!
They
How
were little
dare
cushions
you,
set
oh,
out on all
Sam?
the chairs.
Look,
They
I
were
would-
machine washable.
I'd invest in this, okay? I
Okay.
would invest
Oh.
in this. I'd spring
true,
for
theological.
3 bounty sheets.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they come in packs of like 100, right? Okay, whatever.
I do love the chat's proposed solutions though. These are really great.
Plastic? No, that's like not comfortable. Like
And
if
mention
you-
in the middle of a heat wave
Yeah.
too. You're just
I'm thinking coming back from the beach and being on like a rented car that had leather
the
seats and being
worst.
like, "This is disgusting. I don't like it. Where's my towel?" Yeah, yeah.
Are you a hoopy fruit?
No,
Nice.
not a hoop.
Yeah, my grandma was a freak Captain Splooey. That's why she had plastic on all her furniture. JK.
I've got 3 kings now.
That's why our
I've got
grandparents.
your
I like that.
boxers.
I like that. I like that idea a
know.
lot. That's
Now
why
bend
like our
over.
grandparents' generation all had
Tom.
plastic over their furniture.
Give Nana a little show.
I hate it.
Our Ken's over here trying to talk about Werewolf, and we're like, strip poker.
Arkin?
I
That's awesome.
completely agree. I should have waited a few more minutes, weirdness.
More Blackwatch guards.
That's Artificer. That's so fucking cool. I appreciate also the turn back to Werewolf. I don't know if we're gonna play today.
Is that
honestly.
like
This
is that like our
hilarious.
Blackwatch?
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, maybe, eh? Shit.
Well, we should find out whether you spent any experience at least. I suppose.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we've all experienced something today. 3, 2, 1.
Hey! I did it.
Yay.
I did.
John's
That's what I bought.
headphones on.
Pardon me.
God.
Here's the pardon me is very funny. What? Aragorn? Guys, this is episode 80. Can I just
Yeah.
say that? Session 80.
Cat
No wonder it's
Revenge.
off the wheels.
That's
Cat
like
Revenge.
bronze.
I did,
420s.
in my defense, I did slam 850 milliliters of like heavily carbonated
That's a lot, dude. Whoa.
in the 5 minutes.
You did chug that.
It's really wild.
I was thirsty.
Thirsty boy.
No.
We'll never find out what's going on.
I don't think it really matters. I'll tell everybody. I bought, and this is going to be crazy given the RPGClinic cruise thing, bought Crafts 2.
You bought crafts?
Yeah, I have a specialty because you have to have a specialty in
Yeah.
craft. Cairn rights.
All right. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Crafting the.
The rights of the Cairn.
Oh.
I
was hoping it
really
was gonna
think
be
we've
like
lost Craft.
scrapbooking or something, like just crocheting. Just something really like surprising for Dante.
Welding.
Welding.
Johnny, okay.
No.
Okay.
I will be in a boat.
Okay, you don't need to use a safety card or anything, man.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Everything's great.
Okay, green. Okay, good. Alright, I'll just have some water there. Probably Saplica. How's that science?
You have science?
Yeah, of course.
You have a little traveling chemistry set?
No, I mean probably, but like.
Gail whispered bid.
Yeah.
Gil was
Gil
a
was
fucking
cool.
nerd. Oh,
Yes,
whoops,
she
we went
was.
very different ways.
Well, we have different ideas of what's cool.
That famously, you've met Dante, so yes, we clearly do. I'm just kidding. Hi, Johnny.
I'll be right back.
Okay, bye,
Yep.
buddy.
Oh,
We'll
boy.
keep vamping.
We're just gonna.
You screw things in, you organize the cables, you maintain the infrastructure. Look. Dante worked. Wait, hang on. This is on the wiki. I don't know if I ever actually specified a place because I don't think I wanted to make up a company. But he used to work for a corporate institution as like cybersecurity, and built drones and shit. I don't.
Bridge Inc.
Blackwatch. No, kidding. Hi, buddy.
I feel much better.
Good for you. I'm
nice.
really happy to hear that. That's that honestly brightened my life and my
Oh,
soul.
good.
Excellent.
Oh, splendid, trustworthy mom doggo.
How did you know
That's
my
what the
nickname
clip's
in
called.
high school?
I like that it uses real words, then it gave up. They
Yeah,
like
and then it
run
went
out
back.
of real word combos. They were like, this is fine. We're gonna use 5 random words. That'll be enough for all the clips ever. Oh no.
What is that clip?
It's,
assume it's
it's
you
probably
burping
you
and
burping and then laughing.
Yeah.
It's probably the whole journey.
Yeah.
I like this capital B. That's very important.
It was
Eric.
actually
Nice
the
job.
this that
Yeah.
destroyed.
Yeah.
Okay, recap time.
Hooray!
Dante decided to claim leadership of Downstream, promising to both allow the guru formerly known as Apotheosis to challenge for it as soon as she was ready, and to not let her win. While he stepped into the Umbra to inform Thinking Engine, Macros and Packet Loss's chat was interrupted by a keening howl mourning Apotheosis's death. Back at the bar, Aya heard this and told Troyan of a ring she wears which allows her to hear howls from a great distance. She had repeated many in her time, but had not repeated the final howl for Cleese the Lie to the spirals. The Red Wolf was surrounded by her cairnmates and found the strength to challenge Dante as soon as he returned. To the Moon issued the condition, avenge Apotheosis. louder than words, return to the bar to discuss their plans privately.
It's July.
It's humidity
I mean,
hail.
that's usually when it hails.
Yeah,
it is actually
summer
right.
is the most common time for hail.
Hail, Caesar.
Yeah, so there's apparently a hail warning.
Cool.
I think we're inside.
We're just gonna
car rain.
check to see if that's like impending doom.
I'm just seeing a heat warning, but I'm currently
I have a
very
squall
cold.
watch, heat warning, severe thunderstorm watch, heat warning, and severe thunderstorm watch.
In that order. Welcome
That's a
to
lot.
Canada, I guess.
Welcome
Montreal,
to
specifically, I guess.
2025.
Yeah, better.
But these are watches. Watches are not.
What is
Warnings.
these?
Yeah, we seem to be okay.
I keep face palming, and I have done for many years. Do you think that's bad?
Well, since apparently
Physically hit my
heading
head.
the soccer ball has been shown to still create some amount of disruption, yeah, I think any amount of bonks to the head
Got it.
cause.
Also, you're putting oils and debris from your hand onto your skin.
I
So
have a receding hairline.
maybe
And only that reason.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. I will stop
Nothing to
and
do
it
with
will
your-
you're
grow back.
jostling your follicles.
I mean, there is stress-based
That's what I do after the
alopecia.
treat.
That does exist. Stress-based
Yes.
alopecia is the thing.
Which is
Usually it's because you're constantly pulling your hair back,
Right.
but you know, maybe it's just because you're constantly bonking your hair.
true. The only reason I pull my hair back is so I can do this,
Yeah.
which looks really dumb.
I can't participate in this conversation.
I'm sorry. You can judge it from a distance if you so
He
desire.
did a lot of face palming as a youth, you see.
Yes, understood.
He wanted to be like Picard.
You face bombed. Yeah. Okay. I find it very satisfying to be like, ugh. But then I like the smack sound. Oh. See? Satisfying.
Well, now that I've given myself a micro concussion,
You bet, Zaplica. Yeah.
Zablica, I quoted you on Bluesky. I didn't
Why?
know whether you were on Bluesky, so I couldn't tag you, but I did quote you
Whoa.
about roses, buds, and thorns.
In regards to RPGs.
Yes.
Nice. I don't think I saw this
It's like
post.
just a sky.
It was in reply to somebody else.
Oh.
Do we have a noun? Okay. Do we have a noun yet on Bluesky? Whatever.
People use skeets because of tweets, but it's called a fucking post, and that's universal.
I like that.
Posts,
Anyway.
threads, replies, reposts.
Skeets is
Doesn't have to.
for it.
Yeah.
Shall we do a thing?
We should play. We should play. Yeah.
There are times where we have to do things that we don't necessarily want to, but because it's the correct course of action. And games are no exception to this. When we play, there are times where you have to do things that might not be the most fun in the moment, but they will result in the most fun later. The classic example of this would be a sacrifice play. In baseball, there is the chance to do something that means that you will be out, but at least everyone else gets to benefit from that. It's also sort of true about storytelling. There are times where we take actions that might be difficult, but that's because it's in the service of a payoff that will happen later. And then there's times where we just get to be selfish. Where we get to do whatever we want because it's going to be the best option for us right now, and to hell with the consequences. Maybe it's even not just the hell with the consequences, maybe the best thing for me right now will also be the best thing for me in the future. One of the things that we don't recognize, but that is absolutely true, is that the need for altruism is actually based, according to some, on selfishness. You have a gene, and that gene desires to propagate. And to help others that are part of your community means to help others who likely share at least that gene. So even the sacrifice of yourself may mean that your genetics will continue to be favored moving on. Sacrifice one for the many. So which is it today? Is it selfishness? Or is it, in fact, altruism disguising your selfishness? Or are you just ready to lay it all on the line? It's an interesting question. But to find out the answer, we're going to have to figure out what we're going to be. We ended last session with a challenge being declared. What were the terms of that challenge?
To the Moon is the one who is overseeing the challenge that Apotheosis made of Dante for leadership of Downstream. And To the Moon's challenge to the two of them was avenge Apotheosis. No further terms given, to my knowledge. I think there's some like unspoken ones, you know, the litany and such. But avenge Apotheosis was the challenge given.
So you're going to eat the flesh of humans? That's how you'll avenge
No, that's what I'm saying is like that's unspoken, but like, you know, those are appropriate typically in everyday life as a guru.
Mm.
Can you imagine? She would have wanted this. Yikes. That's the challenge. That's the challenge.
That being the challenge, there was how long until that challenge was to be resolved?
We had 1 week. We had left Downstream to go back to the bar, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
But we then had 1 week. Dante and Apotheosis had 1 week to prepare for said challenge, during which time Dante would be the leader of Downstream.
So what would you like to do before that week is up?
I would like to do a number of things, two of which I would like to play because I think it would be important to play them, but a couple of which I don't care to play because I don't think it'll be interesting to see on stream. Oh yeah, I'm gonna heal my willpower too. Boop, boop.
So you are allowed to heal your willpower.
Thank you. The two things I would like to play on stream is a conversation with my pack.
Oh,
And
they're
They're
conveniently located.
conveniently well, they're at the same table and everything. And a conversation with my touchstone, Trace. We all know Trace. We all like Trace.
Do we like Trace?
I think so. I think he's pretty beloved in the chat. Yeah.
I thought chat didn't like Trace at all.
Aragwen, who famously speaks on behalf of the entire chat, says we love Trace. So.
She does.
And also apparently the chat. Oh, never mind. Okay, sorry. Wow. I was not expecting that today. Then you got one of these. Ease.
Just for that, Gwen.
Uh-oh. Anyway, that's me, and
Talk
then that
with
would.
your pack then.
Fucking
When are you doing this? Like immediately afterwards? The day after? What's going on?
I would say some time has passed because he would have to go and like plan and think a little bit, but then he wants to get their input on this. So yeah, he would be like, "Can we meet at the bar? I need to talk to you guys. Can we meet at the bar, which is still closed, if that's okay?"
Oh, yeah. I'll add that to the list.
What list?
Things to do is renovate bar.
Oh yeah, right. Oh, let me add that to the list. Dante is writing he's got several different like pieces of paper and notepads on the go, all of which have different notes on them. One of them is like point form, one of them is like almost a script of some kind, and one of them is drawings and blueprints. And then God damn it. And then he looks up as you guys go. Chat's talking about.
What are you doing?
I'm preparing. Getting ready. Gotta make sure this is the challenge was set, the challenge must be met.
You have a plan?
Poetic.
Thanks, Macros. Yeah. Yeah, I have most of one, yeah. And I'm hoping it's going to accomplish a few goals at once. Because we're nothing if not efficient. And he smiles wolfishly, haha, look at that out of the way, at the rest of the pack, sorry. I know you two want to, you made as much clear on the drive back the other day, you want to remain impartial in the challenge. I want to ask you guys if you want to help me with part of what I have planned.
Suppose it depends what it is.
So he turns, he moves, shuffles some papers around and turns around a photo of the, it's actually not too far from Downstream. There, excuse me?
Not too far from
Whoa, that was wild. It's a photo of the Radio Canada building, which is, around, I mean, it's in the same sort of general, not on the same, it's on the big Montreal island, not the little island. Part of what I want to do is get a message out. And that's right, Captain Splitty. Part of what I want to do is get a message out. And louder than words has always been about, well, obviously, taking action. I think CBC, Radio Canada, has the best chance of getting a message out over the airwaves that, in combination with posts that I'm going to make elsewhere, of getting it to as many ear holes and eyeballs as possible. Internet posts, you know, like putting stuff on the
Okay, yeah, makes
pages
more
and
sense
stuff,
than
yeah.
like fences. Okay, yep.
I don't think. So he pauses and kind of like looks around and looks up. I could probably, if the building was empty and unsecured, I could probably hack Radio Canada. But I think it's going to make a lot more sense if we have the message brought in and played by someone unwitting and unsuspecting. Essentially, what I want to do is hack the airwaves for a message that will be pre-recorded, and I would really love if you guys would help me with this.
What's the message?
He leans back, and I'm still working on the exact wording, obviously. But I figure this is going to be in conjunction with a couple of other things, obviously, but I'm thinking the best way to honor and avenge Apotheosis's memory. She's a Galliard. Get her message out. Make sure that she is forever singing her own message. And let me just, and he like shuffles some more papers around. The message that I want to put out there is a call to action for the people of the city, which will hopefully start a movement beyond the borders of just Montreal. And he goes on to like quote himself a little bit. He's like, I'm still writing this, blah, blah, blah. It's a message of resistance. It's a message of compassion. And most importantly, it's a message of not being apathetic, to resist apathy. Again, something I think that all three of us can agree is key. I'm organizing a march and a day of compassionate community service. And he's looking at Macris, community service. There are so many institutions and groups in the city that could use volunteers, that could use money, that could use time, and that people feel that they are not able to contribute adequately to. And I want to force a reaction and force a movement to start. It might be small, it might even backfire. But I want to get the word out, and I want to get it out in a big way. That's what I want to do.
And
In part.
you think it's the sort of message you're gonna need to sneak in, as opposed to just convince the radio DJ of the hour that this is worth podcasting?
That's a fair question.
I just wonder about the airwaves have been taken over with this message. Like, it feels very movie.
I mean, fair. There's a lot of red tape to getting something like this organized,
Yep.
right? We talk about the parades and various like.
Yeah, but I
marches
know
and
people
movements,
who are experts at this.
Do you?
So if you've got a message you want to get out, I can see a week is definitely a short turnaround. I can see what strings I can get pulled. Short answer, yes, I'll help you get your message out. Long answer,
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't at least a little excited by the idea of hacking the planet. He's like, oh, you got me. But I think you're right. I don't think we have to necessarily tear the system down.
well, it was gonna be carried in by someone anyway.
It's true. I had visions of you going undercover. Thought that'd be funny.
Hi, I'm just an intern. Don't pay no attention to me, I'm so unobtrusive.
I mean, you say that, but that's literally how you infiltrated Clamata.
It worked
Yeah,
out a lot,
oh yeah, we only had to burn down half of their facility. So subtle.
Started well.
Start well. Macros, I can send you what I have, and I can send you what I've started to organize. And if you would do that for me, I would be...
Dude,
really...
challenge or no challenge, calling more people to do something with their lives seems good to me.
Obviously, I think this is something that I want to work towards anyway. This is a great opportunity to also tie it back to Downstream. There's some language in there that, is Apotheosis and Downstream specific. That's kind of why I was like, ooh, should we get it? Should we get it all secretly planted and so on? Troy, would you be up for assisting with this too?
Yeah, wherever I can. Macros does bring up a really good point that maybe going about this a more legitimate way with contacts, pulling some strings, will actually allow your message to play out in its entirety. If I worked at the station and I heard something start to play that I hadn't vetted, I'd be shutting that shit down pretty fast.
That's true.
I can provide refreshments for the march. Pretzels.
It's not going to be like a dozen.
Okay, so there are like people on the internet that like write replies to things that you put. Like on the news, there's like comments at the bottom.
Yeah.
So could you hack those to be positive instead of, going on about the same old news story from 12 years ago that...
I mean, according to the dead internet theory, all of those posts are already fake, essentially. They're created by bots that aren't actually attached to any real human thought, so... Yeah, I think I could.
Would that be hacky enough for Apotheosis? As a Galliard, and as you knowing her, how would she? 'Cause I feel like maybe that's not her. I don't know.
Not her style. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think for
I
me,
wanna-
the thing that's always struck me about her is just that she's got such a unique perspective on everything that she does that I can never quite predict what she's gonna think of next. So I don't know how to answer your question, but I think that's not a bad idea. We really start a movement and make it feel like it's got energy and action behind it. The night of the challenge, I'm going to be running a rite of the living cairn as well at Downstream. And just as a quick pause, I'm not going to use a pause card because it's not safety related, but just out of character. The Rite of the Living Cairn is not the Rite of Cairn building, which was the thing that we did at Weatherstorm, which is
It's
huge
like-
and takes weeks and months and whatever.
Yeah.
This is a maintenance rite,
Okay.
essentially.
It's performed every month at Karen's.
It's like a renewal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to time that with the release of this material, this information, and this motion, this movement, so that apotheosis is quite literally recoded into thinking engine in a way that's tangible. Yeah. By embedding her memory and her the essence of what she did and who she is and the stories she could tell, by embedding that essence directly into Thinking Engine's code. Well, it's sort of like what we ended up, sort of like what happened with Code 902. Isn't that weird? Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. I mean, I agree. I think a week is not a lot of time, but if we have contacts, if we can start moving on this, I promise that I've already started getting things lined up that they are going to unleash such a flood of activism on this town that it will renew Downstream's connection to the Umbra, to Thinking Engine, in a big way, and in a way that is a shift.
Hmm.
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, just give me your wish list, and I'll see what I can do.
Dante shuffles some papers around and then comes up with one that's got a bit of bullshit on it, and he tears it off and starts writing a list. Yeah, I'm going to hand wave some of the specifics here, but the idea...
He conveys it.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. This is things that he thinks Macris and contacts might be able to do, Troyan and contacts might be able to do, and Dante and contacts might be able to do, to get this day of community action, essentially, to get it underway.
Yeah, like I can definitely see some like hacking of legitimacy of our desire to have this message played as opposed to hacking the message to be played sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like I think there is a lot of room for hack.
But I like that a lot, actually, yeah.
Maybe some permits.
Yeah. Red tape.
I spin the wheel.
Not anymore. Yeah, fucking hell. Oh,
Virtually, it's got the virtual seal of approval already.
Oh my god.
That's weird. I don't remember electing a Counselor D's nuts, but all right, yeah.
Fair enough.
Counselor D's right away. For sure. Okay. I am going to make a note about that.
Yeah.
Sounds like the packmates are interested and enthusiastic in helping see if we can pull off a day of local community action whose message has, and again, I can talk details, but whose message has shades of reference to apotheosis, to Downstream, and specifically to the idea that by taking compassionate action, we are working towards a solution. The solution to the apocalypse, brackets, that will be crafted at Downstream, which has always been our mandate over at Downstream.
But you're not violating the Telecommunications Act.
No? I'm a bad boy, John. You're gonna have to be more.
They can carry a fine of up to $25,000 in a year in prison, by the way, if you
no.
hack into a radio signal.
No, that's fair. Sorry, I
Serious
sound
business.
really. It's totally reasonable.
You
I
know,
think.
All the murders you've committed, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, this on the other hand. Whoa. Yeah.
All right. Well, then you have a plan. You're gonna basically gather a group, get your message sent.
Time it so that it is released during Rite of the Living Cairn, so that Thinking Engine will also understand that this is happening.
So
You
the
also-
march, just so I
yes.
can be
Yes,
sure.
okay, yeah,
The
yeah.
march is not intended to take place during the rite of the living cairn. It's,
No, 'cause then
it's
we
the
won't be there.
message that's going out at the same time.
Correct, yes,
Okay,
exactly.
gotcha. So the march is like further off.
Yeah.
It's not like the march needs to be organized.
Yeah, I don't know why I'd written a date down in my calendar. That's like absolutely ludicrous.
Incredible.
Like, why would I do
So
that?
cute.
I don't even know what year it is in game. Well, it's- okay, whatever. But like,
Yeah.
you know,
Perfect.
I do. But
The Christmas March. Yeah.
the Christmas march. Yeah, it's
The
a Santa
March
Claus Day
March.
parade.
The February March for a
February March.
second.
Anyway, yes. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you.
Before we move on, because I also know that Scott wants Dante to meet with Trace, anything that either of you want to accomplish in this week?
Tryon is just generally doing like frequent checks in for Aya. If she needs anything else, she'll bring it, that kind of stuff. But also just like making sure that she's not by herself for too long. But then also she would like to send a text to Zach. It's a check-in, but it's also a question for him to see if he wouldn't mind asking the Northern Guard while he's down there if they have ever experienced someone undancing the spiral, or if they've heard tales of such an event occurring. Because they old and might have heard shit.
I mean, they old.
They old.
Their
Not
organization.
Sorry,
Right,
their
sure,
organization is old, and Splooey is old.
And on the left is 10,000 years old.
10,000
Yeah,
years
10,000
old,
years
right.
old. Yeah.
Damn, what was that like? I'll ask later.
Otherworldly.
The text comes back. It reads, "I'll ask."
Cool.
And then a little bit further on, I've heard some things.
Oh, mysterious.
I have to do a little more digging to see if they're truthful or not.
She responds with, "Let me know if I can help at all with that."
Gotcha.
Zach.
When it comes to Aya, over the course of this week, Aya's pretty quiet and pretty low maintenance. Mostly she seems content staying in the room that you've arranged for her. She's not like refusing to come out or anything, but she is mostly happy to remain in there. She's asked for a couple of books every once in a while. The books that she's asking for, though, are a little bit strange. She's asking for things like, first of all, she doesn't ask for any digital devices. She asks for nothing that can connect to the internet. She asks at one point for a dictionary.
Okay.
She asks for Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Repair. And she asks for a copy of
How to make friends and influence people.
the McGill Student Handbook.
Okay.
This is ingredients for some ancient spell.
epic-
Sounds like a
epic
D&D.
rite, yeah.
Like you look at like the somatic, like the materials required to cast a spell. It's like the more obscure they are, the higher the level spell.
I like that.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Interesting.
she procures them for her.
It's not hard. One of them is a best-selling book. One of them is a literal thing that you can walk into like an office and be like, and then leave. And one of them's a dictionary. I imagine you
Right.
probably have one somewhere. The one thing though is that she never resists talking, but she doesn't initiate conversations at the moment until close to the end of the week. She apologizes for not talking.
Okay. You've been through a lot. You need time.
I'm trying to learn what to say at this point.
Are you afraid that you're going to say the wrong thing and piss us all off?
No. Technically, if I do that, then that's on you. I'm trying to figure out what the message is now. I've never sang for Gaia. And before I'm exposed to other galliards, before I listen to their songs, I need to be secure in remembering my own. I'm worried that if I do too much, that if I immerse myself before I solidify the things that I've learned already, I'll either sanitize them or I'll twist them. It's important to me that whatever I have be real.
If you ever want to practice on a smaller audience. Anyway, just let me know.
When I'm ready.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be too much longer. Because I also have to figure out just how much I can do. If I only sing of things that are awful, truly awful, eventually no one will want to listen anymore. And then I'm not projecting any message at all.
Cautionary tales can be very effective, but for me anyway, I usually start to zone out if there isn't at least a little bit of hope. Something that people can look towards and fight for.
She reaches over towards the dictionary, which by now has seen evidence of like a lot of use, even though she's only had it for a few days. And then she flips over. Oh my God. And she says, "That's something." The feeling that what is wanted can be had, or that events will turn out for the best. That's hope, and none of my stories have hope in them yet. I have to find the hope. And then she looks at some of the notes that she has spread out in front of her. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then she just dives right back into it. Not quite like I'm ignoring you, but definitely just like
hyperfixation.
Huh?
Know it. Troyan smiles faintly and leaves her to work.
Okay. So it is assumed that throughout the week you are still regularly interacting with her. She will once or twice ask if she can go for a walk. Do you accompany her, or do you let her go on her own?
I think she would accompany her for the first time out. Under the guise of like, let me show you the neighborhood kind of thing. Yeah. Here's some local restaurants that are good. Here's blah, 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 blah. But yeah.
Mostly she just seems interested in being outside.
Mm-hmm.
She does not insist on wearing clothing that is weather appropriate, almost as if she wants to be cold. She doesn't want the walks to last for too long, but she wants to go out, feel the effects of what the weather's like. Remember, this is still November. And then come back. She doesn't seem bothered, and she is interested in what you have to say, but she doesn't seem bothered by having an escort. She has no complaints.
Yeah, she'll, after like maybe the first one or two, if she wants to do some walks on her own, Troyan is fine with that.
Okay, roll me a die of luck.
8.
She does go out. She never leaves for more than 20 minutes at a time. She comes back. She offers to run errands if you're like, do you want me to pick something up? Do you want me to, but otherwise she just takes these short little trips and then comes back and it's done.
Yes.
She still, no matter what, unless you force her to, she does not carry anything that links her to the internet. How about Macros?
She's got a list. She'd definitely do some
What, like people to kill?
Oh shit.
some minor renos at the bar, and then like leave varnish and paint and stuff for Troyan to take care of the pretty stuff.
So she'll help with
Yeah.
that for sure.
But like, you know, the carpentry stuff she takes care of. But I feel like it's probably just a facelift of like, we were closed for renovations.
We didn't
and
tear the bar off, did we?
No.
I seem to recall that being a
They're-
joke, but
I
like, I don't
don't.
think we
Yeah,
did
I don't
that.
think so. It's just like there a lot of shelves fell repeatedly. I think the door could use like a full replace, like stuff like that. So
I feel like
I wonder why.
like we take the time to make sure that all the little screw feet on the tables make the tables level, stuff like that. Instead of
Yes.
the tables going tick, 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 tick. Yeah, stuff like that. So some of that, and she'd probably do that while talking to Aya if I was willing to go upstairs.
yeah, I is welcome to certainly help with any of this too if she wants something else.
So when I say that she spends most of her time in the room, it's not that she's like, go away, bah.
No, but
It's
still.
more that, you know, she sleeps down there. And then if she's working on her own, that's where she does it. She doesn't kind of come up to the bar and is like, I'm just going to set up here. But she is always willing to help.
Yep.
So if there are like tasks that are like little tasks, then that would be a good time to ask her to come up and help
Great.
out for that.
Yeah. And during that time, Macros would just prod, just ask questions, poke.
What kind of questions?
Like as small as, you know, what do you want for lunch, to as big as what do you think is one step we could take to save Gaia?
Whoa.
Like, and everything in between. And just like, always just asking questions in response. And a lot of times people may take that as judgment of the response, but she's just poking.
Roll me your charisma persuasion, please. Sharper.
Ooh, 2 successes.
Okay. Little things she readily has answers for. Do you want a sandwich? Yes, please. Do you want another sandwich? No, thank you.
A sandwich-based question.
Yeah.
But when you ask questions about what would you do next for Gaia, she stops. I don't have an answer for you.
I mean, if we had the answer, we'd be doing it.
I need to know more before I can commit to doing something for her. I need to know more before I can say what's the next step.
That's wise.
How do you hear Gaia? Hello, Felix.
I feel Gaia more than I hear Gaia. I guess that's why you're a Galliard and I'm not.
How do you feel her?
The air, the way people move in a crowd. The smell after it rains. It's all part of it. All influences us and non-Gaians and non-Gaian Guru. It's all there. It's all part of it. You can tell when the vibes are off.
When you rage for her?
I'm the one asking questions.
That shuts her right up.
Yeah.
What do you think would make you rage? Anything. Stubbing your toe.
Somebody's suppressing me.
Marcus like looks around, you know, the whole her being kept inside, but
I feel like I have a lot to offer. I feel like there's a lot of me ready and able to speak up.
Good.
And I know a lot of what I have to say is going to be hard for people to hear. I
So-
speak with the voice of the enemy.
So if someone walks away while you're talking,
That's not suppressing me.
someone says, "Hey, cut it out."
That's going to depend on why they're asking. Somebody telling me to cut it out because it's not my time to speak yet, I can understand. Somebody telling me to cut it out because there's something more important to discuss, I get it. Someone telling me to cut it out because they don't think that what I have to say is worth hearing, and that others shouldn't hear it either. Or that what I have to say, because of how I've gained the information, means that it's not worth knowing.
Good. You've got a spark.
We always used to say, and then she stops for a second because there's like this moment of like,
Well,
that there's no bad intelligence. There's only willful ignorance.
Yeah. I mean, there is bad intelligence when it's, we're gonna attack you tomorrow, but they're actually attacking this morning. When it's false. But yeah. Actually, we'll go back to whatever task at the time is.
And she does as well. She does not push beyond that.
Yeah.
But there's very much a like, as if she's thinking a lot about what you just asked.
Yeah. That's what Macris does while she's at the bar this week. But otherwise, she's also going to at least check in with Weathered Storm as to how the twins are doing. But that can just be like a, how they doing? It doesn't have to be played out. Because I also want to check in with Josh, especially in light of Dante's plans. Yeah.
setting each other up for success over here. That's what that's what that's about.
Thanks, Fran.
So Guy is the one who is currently holding on to the cubs
Mm-hmm.
at the moment.
Black Fury.
At Downstream, the do you visit specifically? Do you visit the cairn itself, or do you just reach out?
I feel like there's so many things on her to-do list this week. I think she'd probably initially reach
Or not
out just
Downstream,
to
Weathered
see.
Storm.
Yeah, Weathered Storm. I think she'd initially reach out just to see whether her presence is welcome or not.
Hello?
Hey, how are the new friends?
They're responding.
That's progress.
One of them still has not said much. The other is willing to ask for whatever they need, but that's it.
You're a lot over there. Do you have space for more noses or kind of fill up?
I'm waiting for them to start asking questions. That might not happen. They may need encouragement.
Yeah, but give them a few days.
To be honest, the difficulty is that, well, it's Sky.
How so?
Sky was the one who protected them at the end.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's also been quiet recently.
I'll talk to her.
I would appreciate that.
Need anything? You have our numbers. Don't be shy.
That sounds like I'm threatening you.
No.
And then he hangs up.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna ask all of you to make me a wits politics roll,
Yep.
or a composure investigation.
I think across the board that's probably gonna be a better pool for most of us.
Same for me.
I want to do politics though. That sounds good. Wits politics?
Wits politics. Politics.
Politics. 3 successes. Oh my. By the way.
Okay. You just have to tell me also which roll you make when you make it.
I'm doing the composure one.
Okay.
It was wits, politics, or composure.
Investigation.
Investigation.
So 4 successes for composure investigation.
I'm gonna say just pure wits for progress. 'Cause that's what you get.
Macros wits. Oh,
1 success.
so witty.
Brutal outcome.
Ooh.
I thought too hard.
Definitely
Oh,
a
my
potential.
brains.
Okay. Politics. The Red Wolf has not been seen in Downstream.
Okay.
There's regular check-ins, however,
Okay.
from her, so she's not disappeared.
That's good.
But both Packet Loss and Any Percent both report that she has spent no time in Downstream since leaving when you left the last time. To the Moon, however, just will not tell you anything other than she's safe.
I mean, Dante wouldn't push that. He would be curious to ask Any Percent. These check-ins.
Yeah.
You seen her? They in person or just over the phone?
I get the paranoia.
I'm I'm not being paranoid.
I think by definition that's being paranoid.
Okay, fine. Yeah, all right. Maybe a little bit.
It's her.
Okay.
I've seen her in person.
Okay.
It's nothing against you.
No. I imagine she's. Well, I mean, challenge aside, we know that she's undergoing a lot of change.
She's pissed at Thinking Engine.
Fuck, man. Yeah. I get it. That was kind of a. I can see where Thinking Engine's coming from, but honestly, that's. It would piss me off too if someone wrote me off as dead, even if I was standing right in front of them. In a way.
You know, in some forms of logic, Thinking Engine is completely wrong.
What do you mean?
Well, it's obviously her. Phoenix didn't say I would resurrect someone else in your own body, did he?
No. I don't think so. But isn't it also kind of true, philosophically, that when you change something, when you end something and start it again, that it's fundamentally different? That you can't repeat, that nothing will ever be exactly the same as it once was? Fucking time stream philosophy and all that bullshit. I don't know.
Thinking Engine also accepted apotheosis, but not dawn.
True.
Just some things to think about. Anything else I can do for you, boss?
We're gonna move the right of living cairn up.
Did I fuck up?
No, not at all. I want to do it.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he names the date that is the date of the challenge.
Cool. Oh, Arkin. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Now that's an episode to miss.
Ah,
Should
I mean,
we?
there's
Should
a
I?
TL.
tell you what, in
yeah.
15 minutes, we'll have a break. We'll catch you up. How about that?
That's yeah. Stick around. Nothing to do with you as right master. I just want to participate.
It's fine. It's yours. It's yours.
Is he being subservient only because of my position as leader? Like, does he resent what I'm saying?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Oh.
Roll your win save if you want.
I will.
Now, for composure investigation.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, a whole scene. Sorry.
Hello.
Whoops. Sorry, Liz.
That's all right.
Composure investigation for you. You will have realized, just in moving around, that there have been a few times where people from both cairns have been checking in on the renovations at Bar Balthazar.
See.
They are not checking in on the renovations at Bar Balthazar. They are curious about the one who you are holding. They have not interacted with her directly. There's occasional times where somebody has come in and been like, oh, just looking around, and it's clear that that's not what's happening. Here are the people who have done
I
it.
was
I'm
gonna do
so
that.
excited. Oh my god.
To the Moon.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so To the Moon now knows that we have someone.
Yeah, because there was talk about us keeping it a secret.
Yeah. But I think I'm okay with word having gotten out organically.
Mhm.
Macros was
We didn't
like
tell
so
anyone.
undecided. I
No,
feel like
you
we did last
you
session
did not
without
tell
deciding.
anyone.
Okay,
and-
great.
But
Yeah, we-
there are people who know.
Yes.
As long as they're
As-
not acting against us, they're
Yeah.
allowed to be curious.
To the Moon does show up, and we'll
Yeah.
play that out.
Okay.
Badass.
The other one who has shown up and checked in on things is Juan.
Hmm.
So it makes a hell of a lot of sense. IMO. Heartwood?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not crazy. Okay.
Juan is a Heartworn. To the Moon is a Glasswalker.
That's the one. Thank you.
Although To the Moon is a Philodox and Juan is an Arun.
Surprising Aruns. A lot of surprising Aruns in this city. I like it.
Why is that a surprise?
I don't know. Anyway, I have a stereotype in my mind about Aruns that's been blown up by Troyan and then all of the other Aruns we have in town, other than Jennifer Slade.
When To the Moon shows up, there's very much they call in advance.
Okay.
They don't just arrive, but they say that they're curious. They want to come by, take a look, see what's happening.
Troyan will let Aya know that somebody's coming by.
Aya then definitely just goes right downstairs. Not like a oh no,
Yeah.
but she's like, okay,
Yeah.
thank you for letting me know.
Yeah. And if Macros is there, Troyan is gonna kind of be like, I don't want to lie to them. So if it comes up, you cool with me
Yeah.
telling them?
Yep. I'm just trying to follow everyone else's plan.
When they arrive, they've brought a tiny little cactus in a small pot.
Classy.
It's like Merry Renovations gift or something.
You could look at that. Think about how prickly some people are.
You're including yourself in that, right?
I think I'm including all of us in that.
As well you should. That's on the bar.
It's big.
It's so small.
So stupid.
You want a drink?
Water, if that's okay.
I think I can manage that.
They look around. You're not doing anything too major.
No.
Just enough. You feel like you're happy with how things are going? She takes the water and sips it.
You want to sit?
Sure. Is Macros like doing handiwork in the background?
I'm happy to be here or not.
Either or. Troyan does not
Okay.
request
At the
privacy.
moment, Macris is like she's in the bar, but she's like in a different section of it, so she could listen. She probably is listening, but she's gonna like keep doing what she's doing.
Making a shelf, probably.
You feel safe?
Yeah, I think so.
All things considered?
How safe do any of us ever feel? Caught a look from you last time we were at Downstream, and I wanted to sort of clarify some things. The Cubs, who are currently at Weathered Storm, aren't the only ones that we left with.
Her silence is definitely like I am just waiting for you to continue.
Yeah.
Because she's a damn
Troyan's
Philodox, and
monitoring
she just lets people
their
tell
monitoring their
themselves.
expressions and just like, yeah, if they seem to be like getting angry or looking confused at anything, she'll double down to explain further.
Go on.
We extracted a spiral.
Why?
Because Phoenix, when we were speaking to him, made it seem very black and white that we either kill everyone or if we take anyone out, to give them a chance at rebirth. And we identified somebody who honestly has a chance at that. She's under our protection.
Your protection.
Mm-hmm. And we're working on ways that she can go back.
Who is this?
What do you want to know about her?
I want to know why you think this is a good idea.
Has been done before.
Not here.
Oh. But we've done a lot of new shit recently. And I don't think that scares us. Just because it's never been done here doesn't mean it can't be done. And we're stubborn enough to make it happen.
You don't have to convince me.
Feels like I do.
Who do you think spends the most time with any percent?
So do you think there's a chance then?
I think that there's a lot about the Black Spiral Dancers that we don't know. The problem is that our history is oral. And so it comes with bias. Naturally. All histories do. But oral histories don't have a way to be recalled in its exact nature, which means that it's been filtered.
Especially when we do a lot of killing of the other side. We don't tend to pass along their stories.
So I don't know if the Black Spiral Dancers are seductive, or whether they are a last resort. If it's a mental illness, I have no idea. But I know any percent. I know how hard he's worked to regain trust. And you wanted him dead.
Did.
But whoever it is that you have here, I have to assume, chained up in your basement. You don't want her dead.
No.
Technically, 40% of us did actually.
They pick up their water. Take a very long but not very deep sip. So like just a
Voting to kill any percent was a mistake.
no, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. I regret it now. And I'm very grateful that cooler heads prevailed that day.
I don't want you to think like that. You can choose whatever you want, but the vote was made with the information that you had at the time. If you were to vote today, of course it would be different.
That's why I'm comfortable admitting it was a mistake. And that doesn't mean I'm harboring guilt over it. I'm just saying if someone stuck me in a time machine and sent me back, I would vote differently.
It would be a mistake today. But one of the things that he's told me is that knowing that there are people out there who wanted him dead made him realize how serious it was.
Bless you.
Excuse me. Well, I'll be on my way.
Knowing that there were people willing to destroy him meant that he knew he had to work extra hard.
And I'm glad it worked out.
For now. Whoever it is that you have down there, I trust you with it.
Thank you.
Are you like insinuating yourself on the conversation here? or-
Macker's just stop and like look surprisingly to the man.
Your pack seems to have its affairs in order. You haven't made mistakes along these lines yet. I trust you with this.
That means a lot. We're not trying to keep her presence a secret, but we didn't want to do some grand announcement. It's just... That's why Dante said what he said.
Does she have a name?
Aya.
Aya. Aya is not welcome at Downstream
That's why we haven't shown up there with her.
until I've had a chance to meet with her. Now, Dante can obviously say differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Troyan, it wouldn't. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
there, I'm not there. You
Apotheosis
make
was
your
like,
decisions
don't do
then.
it.
She'd be like, oh, great. You're welcome. You're not going.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not allowing it.
Yeah.
Well,
Dante, of course, can say different.
Do you have an idea of when you'd want to meet her?
When you think she's ready. I'm going to give her the chance you gave any percent. I figure that's fair.
She's working on singing songs that speak to this life being a spiral, this area that we're not familiar with. She's still figuring out how she can move forward and even what she wants to do, but she is pretty certain that there's some information that needs circulating.
Who gave her that idea?
Actually, that bit she came up with on her own.
Sure.
Would you hear her when she's ready? It needs to be someone fair.
I have my own rage just like all of us. I'll do my best. If she's so intent on bringing the lessons of black spiral dancers to Guy and Guru, she risks us thinking that it's propaganda. There are lessons that I'm willing to learn from somebody who's been on the other side. There's lessons I won't tolerate. And then they look very closely at Macris for a moment. There's only so many ways I can be questioned. And they stand up. Like I said, you've earned trust. You can keep it. But if she wants to sing some things, she'd better be careful. Because if I don't suspect that she's doing it for Gaia, she may not get a chance to finish the story.
Actions have consequences. We're not trying to take that fact away.
Think of it as a workshop performance.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Like you're developing a play. You do a workshop, you do like a staged reading of a new work. People submit their notes. You do rewrites. Can't it be the same thing if you're singing songs?
Fine.
Now, I'm not the mad one here. This is...
I can feed her into a bar. I think it's pretty crazy.
My ex liked it, okay? Fuck
So-
you.
That would be like asking your friends what they think of your stand-up routine before going to the open mic.
Yeah.
So we won't kill her if she does it bad at home.
Give her the chance to make it better.
But if she shows up to our open mic night,
Then, of course, we'll react accordingly.
see? Bar terms. I understand bar terms.
The difference is that this stand-up routine can destroy the planet.
Yeah, well, so can doing nothing, and so can ignorance. And she's offering us a chance to deal with that.
There's so much shit that happens that has happened before. Like, just... I didn't do good at school, but I know there's a lot of shit that happened in history that's happening again.
Okay.
That is true.
I'll call you, text, when she's ready.
Oh, Packet Loss asked me to check to see if you were feeling better.
Is she?
Yeah.
Yikes!
So over the course of the week, you can you should be fully healed.
Cool.
Me too.
Assuming that you... How much damage does everybody have?
I have 3 aggravated
You can
physical
do this.
damage.
Yeah,
we can
sure
look
as
at
that.
this,
Yeah, show it.
I'm
Uh,
feeling great.
If you have been going for regular treatment, then yes.
Okay.
Regular treatment doesn't necessarily mean every day, but in this particular case, but it does mean that like you are going to see somebody, whether it's Packet Loss or somebody else. Thing is, Dante, you also can be using Mother's Touch.
Not on myself, though.
Yeah, but on Macros.
Oh, but on Macros,
Oh.
yes. Yeah, totally. Then yes, that makes sense to me. And I would be checking, as the leader of Downstream, I would be seeing Packet.
Yes. So then I'm going to say you can just clear them now so that we don't
Great.
forget.
Thank you.
Do you tell him, like, heal me, or you're kicked out of the Karen?
Yes, exactly.
Like...
I make it a threat. I'm like a really
Yeah.
shitty boss. I'm like the Michael Scott of Downstream now.
Incredible.
Yeah, exactly. No, come on.
However, when Juan comes over,
Oh. Wow.
I just thought I'd take a look at what you had going on.
Does it seem like she's telling the truth?
Oh, fuck no.
What do you want?
It's important. I heard that Sky invoked the homestead here.
Can you
Remind me
refresh
what that
us?
When
is.
Sky called her moot to determine the fate of Aya, she invoked the spirit of the bar.
Okay. So Juan knows that that's been invoked,
Remember, they're both heart wardens.
but wouldn't necessarily know the circumstances around it.
Cool.
And we don't.
Did you ask Sky?
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, sorry, what?
No, I'm just curious if we know what kind of like mechanical implications that would have. We're not heart wardens.
Sky told me that you were renovating. Any reason?
Wear and tear. Certain shelves kept falling down. Also, before we moved on the hive, there were some indirect threats made against this place, so we decided to close it for safety. Called it renovations, and then figured we might as well get that done.
Cover our asses.
If you need help cleansing the place, then I can help.
Oh. Sure.
Okay. We'll set that up. I'll need some time to get some supplies ready.
Right. Let us know if there's anything you need.
Sure. Okay. And then she says her goodbyes. Doesn't seem very set on staying as long as she can. But there was one more roll that we made. By the way, you still definitely can come up with the impression that she thought that there was more to this, but hasn't said anything.
Yeah, telling the folks at Weathered Storm is a little more prickly.
Macros, at one point when you happened to be at the bar, but not Troyan, the Red Wolf shows up. Hi.
Hey, welcome in.
She comes in. She is wearing like the plainest clothes still that she owns.
Drink?
No. I need to talk to her.
Sure. Let's go down. Macros will join Apotheosis.
You're not leaving her alone with her?
A Red Wolf. Nope. So head on down. Knock. You've got a visitor.
Aya looks up. Apotheosis nods. Steps in. I just need to ask a few questions. She sits down and then looks up at Aya because she's sitting on the floor and Aya's still sitting on like the edge of the bed.
Macros is like leaning in the doorframe.
Were you thinking of staying here? Aya shrugs her shoulders. I don't know. Part of me says that if I leave, I might be able to make a new start. Part of me thinks that if I leave, there may not be anyone around who understands what happened to me. Have you been treated well here? Of course. There's like duh.
Front bed.
You can complain in front of me.
I wouldn't worry. Don't think she'd have any reason to lie about that. How many Gaians have you killed? Ooh. None. Directly or indirectly? That is harder for me to answer. I provided intelligence, which means that likely there are Gaians who are dead because of me. But I haven't killed any on my own. Okay. She stands up and then she looks at Macros. Is he okay?
Yeah. He has plans.
Good.
He's got goals. He's got hopes and dreams, and he wants to make things happen.
Good.
How about you?
I'm figuring things out.
Fair.
I'm very tired. I haven't been sleeping well.
Do you have somewhere to crash?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I'll fucking kick the shit out of you if you don't, yeah.
I'll crash you into my bed.
But I've just been working at a lot recently.
Yeah. Yeah, anything you can ask us. Just because we're in his pack doesn't mean we're against you.
I'm not against Dante.
Good.
Technically, I am against Dante right now, I suppose, but I'm not against Dante.
Technicality.
I miss him. I miss all of you.
Do you have a phone?
At the moment, yes.
Yeah. You can use that to reach out to us at any time. We're
I know,
in
I
the
know.
2020s.
I've been given a challenge, and I need to take it very seriously.
I'm not gonna mess with your vibe.
And I'm still trying to figure out what to call myself. It feels strange talking to people in this limbo state.
Fair. Names are mutable. You can change them. It's a little more complicated officially with documents and paperwork and stuff. It's like really boring, but it's doable. So, you know, you're not stuck forever. Deed names change too.
Yeah, they do. I voted to kill you. I voted to kill you because I, at the time, was trying to convince myself that you were too much of a risk. But I think I just wanted to kill one more of you. I don't know how I feel about that right now. But I wanted to be honest with you about that. I think part of my vote was just because I wanted revenge. Anyway, and then she stands up. Thanks. I can see myself happy. She walks past you, and Aya's there and looks at Macros with like a, what was that?
How do you feel about that?
I have emotions too.
And what are they? You've got a dictionary.
I've never wanted to kill anyone because they've wronged me.
But you raged.
Of course I have.
You fought.
Yes.
Why did you want to?
To rage?
Yeah.
Because we had a goal.
So it was a tool.
Yeah.
Cerebral. Ugh.
That's not to say that I've never wanted to kill somebody. I've just never wanted to kill somebody out of revenge.
You're young yet. And she laughs a little.
Unreal.
There's like a,
That's
how old are you?
spooky as hell.
Like a,
Who knows?
Ugh.
Yeah.
okay. Why do I get the impression that this is being more of a deal for her than it should be?
think there's any rules to how something should feel.
There must be backstory I'm missing.
Probably. I mean,
What was her name before?
apotheosis,
That's Dawn.
correct? What do you know about Dawn / apotheosis / what changed? / why y'all went and killed her siblings?
Ooh.
God, I really want to hear this, but I have to
Really
pee
gotta
so
go.
bad.
How about we take a break?
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I was
I've been like,
My bladder's been holding on.
Right now?
Thank you, folks, for
Yeah.
What do you know about Dawn / apotheosis, other than the fact that you killed her siblings?
Yep.
Yikes.
Yep.
Can't leave now.
Marcus was like,
I love it.
I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna play nice.
I'm gonna play nice.
I
just
can't. I
do
need
it.
to prod. I
can't-
need to.
I can't be nice on a full bladder.
Or just generally, I think. Low-key, my favorite thing there was like, I've never killed anyone out of a need for revenge. Well, you're young yet. Brackets, you definitely will. And it's like, ugh, I don't know, man. That's spooky.
Has Dante killed out of revenge?
I don't know. I'm just thinking of the events of the campaign specifically.
Revenge for Gaia.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, because yes, we've killed people
The guy who
because
shot
of
at
their.
Trace?
Well, yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah, fuck that guy. I guess, right? Yeah, and like revenge for Gaia. Yeah, why?
It's okay,
else-
Trace is coming up, folks. Trace, right after the break.
Trace, right after the break. Oh, Arkan, the artificer. If I'll sum up briefly, John, and then you can tell me if I
I
missed.
assume Arkin's still here.
Yeah, well, and for everyone, I guess. Last time. Oh, that is also true, which is why I'm going to step out in a moment. But like briefly, Apotheosis had to be killed in the Hive assault so that we could use Phoenix's gift to revive her because she was like severely corrupted / poisoned. Because she had died, Thinking Engine refused to recognize her as Apotheosis. My friend is dead. So she could no longer effectively be the leader of Downstream. So Dante was like, great, we need a leader, I'm gonna be a leader. And then Dante and Apotheosis talked about that briefly before, but the plan was, I'll be leader, you challenge me for leader. And then she said, don't you dare throw this challenge. All right, I like potty angry, that's good. Busy. There you go. That's why we're talking about Apotheosis kind of like she's dead, because she kind of is, and also why there's a challenge for the leadership of Downstream. Shit moves fast here on RPGClinic. Sometimes. Not like the chronological timeline, just, emotionally. Did I miss anything? I mean, I missed a lot, but like, key
No,
points.
that sounds about right to me.
Sick.
I mean,
Really? Well,
you can go.
I am gonna go.
You don't have to stay here.
just respawned. They're exactly. Right, Graham. That's what I should have told. I should have told Thinking Engine. Yeah, she used her one life. All right, BRB.
I respect the idea of respawning, and when I was thinking up what Apotheosis's future name would be, at one point I was toying with the idea. Toying with the idea of respawn, but like, that's not a very noble name to give to somebody. Because it has the word spawn. I don't know. It just feels a little strange. Ads still. Yeah, ads. I'm annoyed by ads. So Arkan didn't hear any of that because Arkan got nailed with ads instead. So I will repeat it. I assume that Arkan is now here. If Arkan's here, let's give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Because I want to make sure that Arkan hears the explanation. Just ended ads. Okay, Arkan, last episode, after Apotheosis was killed in the Hive, Apotheosis was killed in the Hive because she was dying, corrupted, and then Troyan basically did it before the mission was over. Phoenix's gift only lasted up until the end of the mission. So if Apotheosis had died, succumbed to the corruption and the poison that was affecting her afterwards, then Phoenix wouldn't have been able to revive her. So Troyan killed her. Thing is, this isn't the first time that Apotheosis has suffered death, in a way. Dawn was declared dead, and that's why she took on Apotheosis as a name. Now Apotheosis is dead because when she tried to commune with Downstream's guardian spirit, Thinking Engine refused to engage with her, saying, "You are not Apotheosis. Apotheosis is dead. Therefore, you cannot be Apotheosis." That logic error effectively blocked her from being the leader of Downstream. Dante then assumed control and immediately was challenged for that by who is now currently, although not permanently, going by the Red Wolf. Because at that point, then essentially a new guru is now trying for the ownership of the Cairn and the Sept. And then if that goes through, then Thinking Engine, the idea is that Thinking Engine may be able to recognize her once more. So that's the situation in total. Dante is preparing. The challenge that was placed before them was set by To the Moon. And To the Moon's challenge was in 1 week, avenge Apotheosis. Arkin was dealing with ads and did not hear the explanation.
God damn it.
Fucking ads.
All of
I
my
hate them
work.
so much.
Lost. No, I'm just kidding. Twice.
Well, Zablica, she has not decided what name she's going by yet, so.
Yeah. Oh, 3 stars collected is great, Aragwen. I'm just catching up on everything. Fantastic. We've kind of been jokingly referring to her as capital T, capital R, capital W, the Red Wolf. Arkan, if you were not part of the conversation, we had posted a big thing on Discord. Survey. Thank you. That's the word. We are actively contemplating the move, either off of this platform or in addition to this platform or whatever for future live streams. As John mentioned last week, that won't be mid-campaign. So, changes will happen when the campaign begins.
Yeah, her deed name is just New Game Plus.
I really like that, honestly.
It's very her.
Yeah.
It's the wolf formerly known as Apotheosis, nay Dawn.
Nay Dawn. Very good.
Did they say that in the States? Nay meaning born.
Yes.
Okay, because it's French, so in my brain it's like this must be a Quebec thing.
It's to
definitely-
indicate somebody's maiden name.
Yeah, exactly.
I've definitely.
But do they spell it N-A-Y?
Someone would.
Bruh.
Someone who's only ever heard it would be like, that must be how you
You were
spell it.
familiar with accents and stuff?
Yeah.
I wouldn't spell it any. Who would do that?
Well, when I read it in a book, I'm sure I was like, me. Yeah, exactly. Right? Sorry, literally what you just said.
Yeah.
I have
So
my
long story short, we ran a survey. We asked people's opinions. There's several reasons why we are not necessarily thrilled with Twitch. Honestly, there isn't a great solution because it's not like dealing with mega corporations is fun on the best of times. But there are several reasons why Twitch is making us consider the move. We will not be making any major changes until the end of this campaign, and we don't know when this campaign will end.
Really, the backup plan is having Kung Fu Fenris record us with a camcorder and run copies around across the world.
Yeah.
Oh,
truth.
like an underground scene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we mad? It's kind of
For that kind of man, like I get chatted.
I was thinking about VHS translations of anime because there was one that was VHSs, and at the end it would be the credits of all the anime clubs that they had mailed it to, and I was just thinking about VHSs to Australia and Canada and Europe, and it's just That's so much work.
It's so
much
it's so
dedicated.
cute though.
Yeah.
And it's charming little like because you get one of those big chonky envelopes. You open it up and it's just like an
Liz
unlabeled
loves
VHS.
A chunky on
No,
I
no,
do love a
it's
good
probably got
chunky
like a
envelope.
handwritten label
Yes.
or handmade. Yeah.
It's just like a paw print on it with a number for the session. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
I like that we're signing Kung Fu Fenris, who cannot defend himself, up
Correct.
for a ton of
Well, I was
travel.
thinking, I was like, what is the opposite of capitalism? Kung Fu Fenris.
Said with extreme love.
Yes, yeah, obviously.
Zavika, part of the issue is also we do want to be accessible to the audience, and Nebula just is not.
Yeah.
We know the communities only live if they can keep growing, because otherwise they die. And we can't limit ourselves to a platform where no one will be able to access us or hear about us. That would be an issue.
You're not big enough to pull, like, I'm sure many of you would follow us, but it's a different scale.
Yeah, the scale is important. Like, I support a number of people on Nebula, but only because I found them on
You
a different
found them,
platform,
yeah.
and they told me directly,
An
please
algorithm
support
that
me here.
allows for discoverability is huge.
And I went, okay.
Yep.
Now Vimeo. No, it's just, we're just doing 5-second clips of the show
It's fine.
on you'rethemannowdog.com.
It's fine.
It's fine.
You're the man now, dog.
Fine.
You're the man now, dog.
Literally. Wouldn't that be great?
YTMND.
Yeah.
Wow.
I spent some
That's
time
what
there.
that stood for.
Yeah, that was the OG
Oh.
thing on that channel.
I've like seen lots of things like reposted from it.
Of YTMND, yeah, it's
Yeah.
You're the man now, dog. Because the original was just Sean Connery pointing at the camera, tiled with big text that says "You're the man now, dog," and you heard the sound clip of "You're the man now, dog."
Man, I'd say early internet. Earlier internet.
early-ish.
It's like a wild place.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Okay.
no.
YTMND does still exist.
Yeah. I feel like it would be a health hazard to your computer to.
The
log
last time
on.
it posted news was on March 29th, 2020,
Oh,
Oh, no.
but it does still exist.
Someone paid for the 10-year.
They never were big on
Yes.
posting news, though.
No,
They're mostly
that's
about, like,
memes.
all right. Yeah, well, you're right, Arkin, but mostly the key is that because you will always have some attrition in a group, people will move on, they will develop other interests, lose time. You know, a big one is like, I have a kid. Oh no, that means I have less time for internet tomfoolery, which
Which is all we do here.
totally get it.
Yeah.
But because we will lose people along the way, then in order to make sure that the group doesn't die out, we have to also gain people along the way.
Much like when John played Cult of the Lamb.
We had an Aragwen,
You could
but
only
did we
make
need more?
Well, you had multiple
unsleeping
Aragwens, I
character.
think.
I had
You
an
needed-
Ellie Spot and an Aragwen. Those are
Yeah.
the two that could never sleep.
Yeah.
That's fucked. I like it, but it's fucked up, dude.
Yeah, I resurrected Aragwen, I think.
You did.
Okay. There it is. The OnlyFans is an interesting. No, okay, no. We're not
That's
gonna-
what OnlyFans was originally designed for.
Yeah.
Right.
Only Dante.
But again, it would be a bit like streaming on our own server.
Yeah.
Just lack of discoverability.
Which, you know. I could finally rest.
I'm actually, I would love to watch more Cult of the Lamb streams.
Well, there are expansions.
Oh no.
I could
Oh no.
look into it.
RPGClinic NPC names only.
Oh, but the chat names
But
were
the
so
chat. No, we need
funny.
the chat. You're
No,
right.
because
we
it
need
was
the chat.
pulling from.
Oh, that's
chat.
right. So it was automatically being done. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah.
All of my villagers are people who were.
I thought you were manually inputting their names. For that.
No.
No, that's much better this way. It's very funny.
All right.
Okay.
And we left off at a particularly key moment that I don't remember.
Dawn. I recognize the name Dawn. Oh,
yeah, what do you know about her other than that y'all killed her siblings?
That's right. That's right. Agreed.
She's the one who had the prophecy.
feel like I heard about this, but Kate's brain is
What?
desperately trying to recall it. Maybe I'm not.
She had the prophecy that the tool to rescue Gaia would be created at Downstream.
Certainly seemed like an MO. I didn't realize that was a prophecy.
You didn't think of it as a prophecy? Okay, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, please clarify for out of character.
You
Yeah.
were not instructed of this as a prophecy.
Okay,
No.
great.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Apotheos, Downstream, absolutely. Here, I have it on the goddamn info box. We can push the button.
Yeah, it's like
So-
Save Gaia?
Downstream says that
It is said, maybe?
it's said that the denizens of Downstream believe that the tool to revert the apocalypse will be crafted.
Yeah.
That it will be technology.
Yeah, so she knows that.
Yes.
Didn't
But
know
it was
a
never
prophecy.
presented to you as a prophecy.
That's very interesting.
Has been a while since we've heard of prophecy,
Yeah.
though.
But
Just generally, you mean?
it all
Generally,
blurs
honestly.
together sometimes.
Yeah.
No.
There must have been a prophecy in
I'm
this.
sure at some point.
plot.
I know, I love how we went, yeah, probably. That does make sense.
I mean, that's what they believe, but I didn't hear of it as a prophecy.
Dawn was a casualty of the attack on what is now Weathered Storm.
Yep.
But it was because her own people turned against her.
Mm-hmm.
Sacrificed her in order to maintain their own illusions.
Yep.
And so Dawn became Apotheosis and started building a resistance here in Downstream.
Pretty much.
No wonder she decided to come in here and kill us all.
Yeah. I mean, there's the whole, like, seek out the worm and destroy it wherever it dwells.
Apotheosis didn't have any siblings. Dawn did.
Sure.
So
I'm with Macros on
So here's the thing. She doesn't... Roll me a insight.
She's pulling a thinking engine. Choo choo.
My mind thinking engine is a big train, and I know it's not. We've talked about
Just
this
looks
many
like Thomas
times.
the Tank Engine.
Four
What was it, the
successes.
Skyrim mod?
She has genuine confusion over why you're being sarcastic.
Shit.
She genuinely did not realize that Dawn and Apotheosis were the same person. She's gathering it together now.
Now that's interesting.
So, did none of you know they were different people? Same person, the same person? God, now you've got me confused.
If anyone else knew, they never told me.
Oh, I guess broken telephones are broken.
We knew that Dawn was dead. We knew that Apotheosis, another Glasswalker, followed the prophecy that Dawn stated.
Yep. Yep. Why would you know that those are the same person? No one talked as they all pretended they were different people. Why would you know the difference? Everyone played into the illusion. Oh, God. Politics. Stories we tell ourselves to sleep at night.
Still, like, this, like, absolute, like, what is going on coming from Aya?
Good question.
Your sarcasm and your sass are, like, just rolling off her like water off a duck's back.
Sasscasm.
It's like a chasm of
Of
sass.
sass, just
Yeah.
full to
Sasscasm
the
is
brim.
what I call it.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
wow.
Chasm.
Wow.
Damn. Talk to your doctor if you're sasscasm.
So, Arkin, I just want to point out one thing. This spiral might be dumb. But remember, she did say, if anyone knew, they didn't tell me.
Yeah.
And which indicates that she wasn't directly spying on all of you and had all the information that she would need.
Yeah. Dumb or low on the corporate ladder.
Yep. And like Alice would have known, but like how Alice communicated is also just sometimes you'll talk about something and assume that everyone understands the context.
Yeah, and I don't know if we saw any sketches of Apotheosis / Dawn / anyone. They knew what we looked like, but maybe they didn't know what she
Maybe.
looked like.
Like
question.
before, in the before times, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So, you know, y'all killed her siblings. So, or former siblings or former self siblings. I don't know how to talk about these properly. But yeah. There's probably some revenge in there. In addition to the whole fight, though.
Can't blame her.
Yeah.
I won't.
It's a nice way to be.
I don't have any agenda surrounding that. It's just the way it is.
Yeah. Can't change the past.
Kill the past.
I mean, it's already dead. You can learn from it, though. So, I don't know, now that you know that this wolf was Apotheosis, was Dawn, think about how you feel about those changes and why they happened and whether they should have happened. Form your own opinions based on the data you have. Ask questions to fill in the gaps.
I don't know why Dawn was killed. Because it would appear that Dawn isn't dead.
Yeah.
Except she is. That seems foolish. But I understand it.
So, Downstream has thinking engine. You know that?
Yes.
It's pretty computery, which means it's like yeses and nos and doesn't understand that she's able to be dead and alive.
And there's a moment, there's like a slight hesitation, and then I've spoken to thinking engine.
Wow.
Kill her. Let's kill her.
When,
Don't tell
how?
Dante.
Fucking let me at her, bro.
Well, she's like, I gotta text Dante.
I told you we should kill her. Sorry.
When? How?
It reached out to me.
When? How?
Sorry, I'm just enjoying
It's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
The lore drop in this scene. Huge.
It was a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I received a message. Not quite email. It's a way that I've managed to communicate with several spirits in the past.
Okay.
But digitally, through the use of pattern spiders.
Glasswalker stuff, yeah.
There's like some confusion at Glasswalker stuff, but she lets it go. And then I hopped into an IRC. We talked for about 20 minutes.
How was that? IRC.
Weird. IRC, Internet Relay Chat.
Macros.
Or Internet Relay Communications.
Kate knows many things. Macros does not.
Magnus is like,
Just text.
How was it?
I felt like I was talking to an AI. Primitive one, but also incredibly intelligent.
Yeah. Thinking engine is. I mean, spirits are all kind of their own thing, but I don't know. Further afield.
Thinking Engine was asking me about friendship. I didn't realize until part of the way through that I was speaking to a Gaian allied spirit.
What did you have to say about friendship back then?
said that friendship usually meant that you had common goals, interests, or attractions.
Passes the dictionary test.
When you're talking to a spirit like that, you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Sometimes you say the wrong thing and then they immediately attack everyone you've known and loved.
Yep.
The thinking engine was just interested in why we could not be friends. That's when I realized that it was Gaian. Normally I would have assumed that thinking engine was mostly associated with the Weaver.
Yeah.
I said we couldn't be friends because we had different goals. And it asked me what my goals were. And I disconnected.
Fair.
I guess you could say that I've been questioning this for a long time.
Not everything happens instantaneously. It's an accumulation.
Yeah. Yeah. Dante,
Yo, hi.
you wanted to talk to Trace?
I wanted to
You
go.
wanted to go and visit Trace?
I wanted to go and hang out with Trace. And probably worked, if I'm being honest. I always go see it when I need something. It's a little rude. But yeah, yes, I wanted to go and find the guy himself. I think right in the aftermath of Endless Night, I had texted him to be like, I need to see you. I miss you.
Yeah.
But it's now been several days.
It's fine. You could,
But like, which is,
you could have, like, you said that you wanted to do it, and he was like absolutely. If I remember correctly, he said you had to bring like the White Claws and the.
Yeah. Dante has a 4-pack of White Claws. 2 4. No, we don't. That's fine. I was gonna say 2 4-packs as well, not a 2 4. Like,
Okay.
sorry.
I was like, only 4 White Claws? Like, what a lame buddy you are.
He probably has a bunch in the fridge. Fuck it. Fine, I'll take 2 packs. Dante doesn't really like them. I think
Not
they come in
be
4s
surreptitiously looking up to see how much alcohol is.
anyway.
in a
Honestly,
White
I
Claw.
don't think I've even ever had one.
5%?
I think I might have sipped once.
It's
Or are they light beer?
it's
Spluey
5% alcohol by
I
volume.
like wine
Spluey,
coolers.
sound off in the chat.
I know shit.
Spluey.
I don't know why I know shit, but I know
Incredible.
I don't fucking know.
It's
I don't know shit.
Lays out here.
Yes.
I don't shit about nuts.
Lord.
Hey, come on in. I have to show you something.
Yeah, okay, sure.
So he brings you in and he puts a case down. This is a massive case. We're talking like easily 3 times the size of the stream computer that we have on right now.
Okay.
I'm getting really into macro.
Okay. Okay.
Look,
This is huge.
yeah, I know, but like I've always been wondering about things like server racks are tiny, and then you also have mini ITX or micro ATX, and then there's ATX form factors. But think about what I could do with something like this.
What could you do with something like this?
I could break a table at a LAN party.
That doesn't sound like something you should aspire to, Trace.
No one would ever forget me.
I don't know how anyone could forget you. He claps him on the shoulder.
So he.
But we can interpret it as a hug, yeah.
So he takes a step back.
Oh.
And he claps your hands like the Predator meme.
Yes. Dante flexes as well, like the Predator meme. You see.
Does the gun kind of pop up?
And here's something interesting though. Trace is looking a little swole.
No, he is not.
Looking a little swole.
What do you?
Oh my god. Hey, Trace.
What part of him?
What,
Like-
what
like
do you
just-
mean, what part
well,
of it?
has
His
he been
arms, his
working
legs.
his arms?
He looks like he's
Okay.
been working out.
Generally, he's been okay. Fine, all right.
He's not like he's not like in Glabro.
No, and I more so meant like, has he only been working out his shoulders so he looks like those people with massive shoulders?
No.
And like a tiny little leg. That's very funny. We got this, Aragorn. Don't worry. So we do this, and then Dante kind of lets go of it, but uses his other arm to reach out and fully like squeezes his bicep. You wanna... Hang on a second.
Now, I'll point out, when I say a little swole, I mean a little swole.
Okay.
Not a whole lot of time has passed.
No, he's not like...
He hasn't had like 2
jacked,
years
yeah.
to get like cum gutters.
Oh,
We don't need to...
I don't think that needs.
Just glossing over
repeating.
that really quick. You're talking about like... So he's not The Rock now, and he's not even The Rock when he was wrestling. He's
No.
like... Okay. Disgusting. Anyway,
I broke Spluey? Ow.
Yeah.
you know how.
Because of what you said, man. It's because of what you said.
I heard what you said.
Oh. It's like I hit a wall. Damn.
So hang on a second.
Yeah. You're right there.
It's mostly Kate I'm concerned about now. Alright.
Yeah. Yay. This whole breaking a table at a LAN party thing, not being forgotten. He like looks down at the massive, tower in front of him. Are you working on something this big just so you can, get some extra reps in? I see you, man.
Look, ever since we had that experience, I thought maybe it would be better if I didn't spend so much time on the couch.
Yeah. Okay. Are you at the gym or are you doing...
Yeah, I've been hitting the gym pretty regularly. I have a personal trainer. His name is Tyler.
Oh. How is Tyler? Is he okay?
He's a bit of a meathead.
Sure, makes sense.
I'd rather work out with you. You look like you've got no trouble keeping pace.
Yeah,
What is your strength?
3.
Yeah?
Pretty good. I don't...
What's your stamina?
3 now.
Your dex?
3. Nice.
Nice.
Which
Yeah,
means
I've
you've got
upgraded about
more
all my
dex than me
2s.
right now.
Well,
You're getting it back soon, don't worry.
Will Buddy's really impacted Troyan's mind, guys. It's not
It's
normally...
supposed to.
Yeah,
Dante
makes
is
sense.
surpassing me. I cannot allow it.
I can't. Yes.
I didn't want to interrupt.
No, it's perfect. I don't usually kind of like go to the gym. I mostly do
Lucky
a lot of...
bastard.
Well, it's because I do a lot of climbing. It's like
You
meditating.
have a climbing gym?
Yeah.
Oh, I've always wanted to take up climbing.
You serious?
You use chalk?
Yeah.
You have like all the equipment and stuff? Like
Yeah.
those shoes with the really thin treads?
Secondhand. Jesus Christ. Some of this stuff's expensive. But yes, I do. I don't have spares though.
Well, no, Dante, I can afford to get a few bits of climbing gear.
Let's go climbing together.
You know?
He looks at the White Claws.
I know you wanted to chill. It's okay.
Maybe
we can chill
tomorrow?
tonight. I already blasted my quads today, so
Please tell me he does this and says quad. Because anyway, sorry. I would fucking
it's more
laugh.
like I,
okay,
not
yeah.
like
no,
this is what I
these are the
blasted.
quads, okay.
These are my
I
quads.
understand. Sorry, that would be very funny to me personally. I would like that. Okay. It's sorry.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Tyler calls it rocking my tits off, and I'm just not comfortable with that language.
You seemed pretty comfortable there. He
You make
smiles.
me comfortable, Dante. Come on. And he hands over a
That's
white
so
claw.
sweet. Do they have a little ritual of
He
cracking
did
it
not
and
say
choosing-
no.
No, he did not.
I said that. I mean, I don't know why or how I said it, but I did.
It came out of my mouth. And
Trace didn't say it.
I feel like they have a little ritual of like how they crack their drinks and
Yeah.
cheers them and whatever. They don't do the wrappy around drinking, thing though.
Come on, sit down.
Yeah, I will.
How you been?
Oh. It's and Dante kind of like melts a little bit under the pressure of all of the things, like everything that the hive assault specifically, that's kind of catches up to him, and he melts a little bit. He's not crying, and he's not like too emotional, but he is very like vulnerable in this moment. I don't know, Trace. It's been really hard. A few of my friends and I had to do something that was really scary, And we had to be really confident, but we didn't know what we were going into, and we didn't know if we were going to make it out. It's kind of like when those military guys were all over you and us, and I don't know. We did it. We made it throughout. We made it out the other side. And I just, having been through something so hard and having it take so much out of me and out of my friends, I don't know if I can do it again. Like, ever. And it kind of makes me wonder what the point of anything is. If you can only fight once, then what's the point of fighting at all? How do you know what the most important battle of your life is going to be until you fought it, and then you're done? You're washed up, you're weak. And he takes a long sip of his White Claw.
You remember that time that we sat down and we made our way through Band of Brothers?
Yeah. Best goddamn TV ever.
They weren't fighting for themselves. They couldn't. They didn't know whether they were going to come back. They were fighting for an idea. And they were fighting for the people back home. And they were fighting for the people who were going to come after them. I know that you've gotten yourself involved in some pretty deep shit. And I should tell you that I was curious, and then I decided I wasn't going to look into it. You have your privacy, man. Look, I can get in anywhere I need to.
I know.
I can find out stuff if I want.
Yeah.
But this seems important for you to keep it quiet. And that's okay. I'm going to respect that. But look,
It's really nice.
man, sometimes you have fought your last battle, but that doesn't mean that the war is over. And sometimes you fought your last battle, and that doesn't even mean that you're over. It just means that there's other things for you to do, other ways to contribute. Now, you're into some pretty serious shit. I can see that. But I've always admired you for your ability to do what's right.
Thanks, Trace.
If you have fought your last battle, then you come and find me and we'll find what's next for you, okay? Don't leave yourself on that field.
I won't. And lucky for both of us, I already know what the next thing is.
Are you allowed to talk about it?
With you? Yeah, I am.
What's up?
Dante leans over and like pulls his laptop over and opens it up, and there are it's all of the, like, he's planning to deploy basically the equivalent of like, not sure how to describe this exactly. He in the lead up to the message that will be broadcast, he's also planning to essentially bombard multiple different like local and international websites with some of the same message. He's essentially planning a massive hacking of multiple websites so that it will display the banner and have support from tacit support from these institutions as well. Christopher's kind of showing.
You running a psyop?
In a way, psyop sounds so negative.
You're not working government.
No, fuck no.
But you're not working a foreign government either.
No. Do you feel like you're a member of the community where you live, Trace? Do you feel like you're part of this place?
No.
Why
I
is
just moved here.
Right. Right. Where is your community? What is your community?
It's online. It's the people who I meet. It's you.
I want to give the people of this city a chance to step outside their homes, and they don't have to take it. Some people would not want to step outside their homes and to really meet the people that they live with around their communities, the people in need there. That's what this is about.
Dante.
Yo.
I don't want to say this and have you think that I'm trying to talk you out of it. Have you ever tried being selfish? You're the most selfless guy I know.
Why don't you tell me more about what that might look like, and then I'll tell you whether I have been. False bravado.
You're fighting for everyone else. All the time. You can't hide it from me. I haven't looked into exactly what you're doing, but nobody fights like this for themselves. It's for something else.
It's like you said. Sometimes in Band of Brothers, they weren't fighting for themselves either, right? They were fighting for something bigger than themselves. An ideal, an idea.
Have you ever tried taking a moment just for yourself? To do what you want, to have what you want?
Why do you think I'm here? This is what I want. White Claws, LAN parties, maybe hit the climbing gym, maybe go and meet Tyler? Is it Tyler?
You don't want to meet Tyler.
You're right, I really don't want to meet Tyler, but I want to go to your gym. It's probably pretty nice.
Let's just get some dice out here.
Okay, Captain Splooey asking the real questions. That's what
White Claws?
that's what you want? I mean, I prefer. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We'll talk about it.
Oh, wait a minute. I have to.
I have one pretzel box.
Trace doesn't have rage.
I was about to say, why? Wait. Trace rolls a brutal outcome. He has hunger dice. Oh my god! Trace, no!
You only ever met him in that?
Shut up, Captain Splooey. You know what? Just shut
White Claws with the bros, climbing in gyms.
Yeah. Okay.
When was the last time you went on a date?
Ooh. I went paintballing with someone not too long ago, and she shot me in the nuts. And that was kind of a date, because then we went to Meltdown, and I schooled her. And she shot me in the nuts.
Again.
Did it work out?
I don't know yet.
You gonna see her again?
Most definitely.
You want me to look her up?
No. No, I don't. This is getting this is gonna be really troubling. Troublesome, not troubling.
I'm gonna need you to roll me
Yeah.
your manipulation subterfuge.
Detective Trace.
Cannot fucking wait. Do I have subterfuge? Hell yeah, Dante. Let's go!
Roll in 3.
No, that would be
Two.
so,
Okay.
3 successes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask you.
Yeah? What's the question?
Are you saying no, I don't want you to look her up because you genuinely don't want him to? Or is Dante actually curious as to what he might find?
Dante is concerned that if Trace starts looking up apotheosis, then that's gonna somehow break the litany. Because, like, she has a presence online for sure.
Yes, she does.
But
Wolfborn 88.
like, literally, we don't know.
If Trace finds out that information on his own, then that's
true.
that's
true.
not him breaking the litany, or you.
It's true.
Technically, that's her.
It feels like a crossing the stream situation. However, he's not. That's his concern. I think, yeah, if you want the truthful answer, the concern is, oh God,
I
what
know
if
what the
he
concern is.
Okay.
My question was, is he at least curious?
Oh God, so curious.
Oh.
So
Oh,
curious.
no. What if he finds
Come
the
on,
live
man.
journal?
He will. It's all he'll find.
I can just do a surface trace.
I mean, I don't know that much about her. I mean, I know some. Like, obviously,
you went on a date
Yeah,
with
yeah, yeah, for sure. But I just mean, like, I don't know how much you're gonna find, like, under her handles.
Does she care about you?
Yeah.
Well, then clearly you've been on more than one date.
Yeah.
Do you care about her?
Yeah, I do.
Then I don't need to violate her privacy either. You trust her. That's good enough for me, man.
Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate how you love what you love, and you're also totally understanding of limits and boundaries.
'Cause I love you, man.
I love you too, dude. I'm not feeling any sexual tension at the moment. I'm just letting everyone know.
Are you saying that as Dante? Or
Both
Scott?
Scott and Dante. I'm just letting you know. I think they say "I love you" into each other's eyes, but I don't know if there's any like.
Nice.
You know, I
There's,
don't know. If
no,
there's-
he doesn't.
Oh, seeing it written is so. It's somehow worse.
It's worse because I also don't spell it that way.
We can all hope.
It's...
John's an academic when it comes to filth.
That is true.
I know. The correct way,
Is like the verb.
COME, is the correct way. That is the dictionary definition of
This is
it.
gonna be TMI, man. But I was writing smut the other day, and I spelled it that way, and I was like, John would be so proud.
You know what? I am. I'll give you a nice big hug
I
after
literally,
this is
as
over.
I was typing, I'm like, oh, he'd be so proud. of
I'm
this
gonna, you know what? I'm gonna
spelling.
screenshot this.
John's proud.
Freaking fucking yes.
I think it's time for us to accelerate to the end of the week.
Yeah.
Bon. Insane.
What a wild scene.
That was a wild scene.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Macris would at some point be like, she misses you. She would text Dante.
Oh.
But she's figuring her shit out.
Yeah.
That would be the full message. She misses you, but she's figuring her shit out.
And I feel like Dante would then reach out to Apotheosis.
Sorry.
No. Well, yeah. Not.
What would he reach out with?
So this is in real time. This is him in front of his phone going, "Shit, God." I think he would. I think he would text her to say, to say I miss you. I want to see you. And leave the ball in her court as to whether or not that's okay. Sorry, he's cool. He wouldn't do that.
Trace looks over like what?
What? Oh,
It's just a heart emoji.
Oh, that's nice.
That's it.
Is it a reaction or like a message? This is important. It's not important.
No, it's a message.
Okay, all right. All right, okay, respect.
Why would you? Now it's in our VOD.
Now, the fact that it says dictionary.com.
It was already in our
/
VOD.
browse.
You know what that tells me? Is that
I
I also
got
has
that in her
access to
dictionary. That word.
That's the real research I is doing in our basement.
Y'all, if like years from now people can't access episode 80 of Montreal by Moonlight, this is why.
Yeah. Okay. We'll put it in the show notes.
YouTube will have demonetized it, and, like
Just this.
banned it. Not even demonetized, but like anti-viewed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
Wait a sec. We gotta
Okay.
wait.
All right. Well, now we're waiting.
Yeah, we're waiting.
No, I'm kidding.
Anyway,
Yeah. Thank you. That's what I would do before accelerating.
so describe to me how you, because I don't think we're going to be playing out this activism role.
No.
But describe to me any other parts of this plan that you haven't already, and also let's hear from the other two about how they participate.
Who uses it as an abbreviation for cumulative? Weirdness out here asking the real questions.
Team weirdness.
No,
over
I
here.
see it. I see it.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right. But as briefly as I can here, guys. The plan is to conduct our monthly Rite of the Living Cairn.
No?
This would Dante has participated and been there, so he's not going to necessarily deviate a ton from the formula. However, he is deviating somewhat in the sense that he is using the opportunity to it's renewing the connection with between Thinking Engine and the Cairn, right?
Yes.
Like with the Cairn.
It is honoring Thinking Engine.
Right.
Yeah.
He is using the opportunity to connect Thinking Engine and Thinking Engine's data about apotheosis. So we, the bright participants, are inputting things like memories and physical descriptions of apotheosis, while the internet in and around Montreal, the world, I guess, is being flooded with a message. No, well, a message of hope about a coming revolution that is based on, well, okay, a coming wave, so we say.
That's a coming. That's
Okay, all right. Fine.
Now I
Oh,
can-
so
no
the
one-
issue wasn't revolution.
Now
My
no one
apologies.
can say it without me. God damn it. Thank you, Aragorn.
All right, fine. About the
Approaching.
Thank you. Shit, I
Yeah,
painted myself into a corner
approaching.
again. So this, while simultaneously Thinking Engine will understand and gather all of this data about hope and about fighting back against tyranny and apathy. See, I read that as uncuming, which I think is hilarious.
Human.
Did I miss anything? I don't. I'm just checking, but I don't think so.
So
Okay, thank you. And we howl. And we howl.
So then I'm going to ask you to roll me your charisma technology.
Okay.
Are these two helping you?
They are probably participating in the right, I imagine.
The right.
I
right,
see.
I'm not worried.
That's
about.
separate. Okay, I understand.
The right will happen. That's fine.
Yeah.
We're gonna make you roll that too, but
just for the brutal outcome, possibly.
Exactly.
Charisma technology. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Would this is a long time since I've asked this. Patron Spirit Spider,
yeah.
John, gives me a bonus dice for science and technology related to, I'm trying to find it. I think it's creation, but I have to check the actual wording here. Oh, building or repairing.
Yeah, this would count.
Hell yeah, Spider, let's go. And then
I can help. I actually do have a job in technology.
tech. So remind me, is this one rage, one regular?
Yeah,
Or
if you
It's
want
one. It's one rage.
Ah,
one normal.
yeah, I am. I would like to accept this help.
Okay.
It's a lot of dice. Watch it be a ooh. Okay.
Oh, damn.
Okay. Well. Okay.
Two of his rage dice were
1, 2,
10s.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 successes.
Okay. Excellent. Now roll me your right.
which I think is, well, sorry, I know, it's wisdom and crafts. Brackets, Karen writes.
Yes.
Wisdom.
However,
wits?
No, I mean
you
wisdom.
will also add.
Oh,
Are you participating in this rite? You are allowed to participate in this rite as like guests of the Cairn. You don't. It doesn't have to be only people who are members, but also it would be acceptable for you not to.
Would we be adding rage dice?
You
That
do
is
not
how it
own
works.
that
Yeah,
particular
Cairns,
rite,
yeah.
so yes, they would.
You
be
will
rage
always
dice.
add one, and then you sometimes add a non-rage die if you know it.
So what do you think?
I mean, Dante would want as many people there as possible.
Cool. Dante, roll the rite.
Okay.
5 rage dice.
Okay, 5 additional raised dice?
5. Well, your rage counts.
Okay, so up to 5. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So you're basically getting 3 extra dice,
Sick.
and you are gaining 1 extra normal die.
Okay, thank you. Man, I'm rolling exalted pools over here.
Exalted pools, changeling results.
That was actually one of my
Apotheosis, by the
funniest
way,
things.
or the Red Wolf, or whatever we're calling her at this point, is not present for this.
Yeah, she's gonna make a grand entrance, I imagine.
I will.
Okay, not a brutal outcome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes. I'll take it.
Okay.
Take it, and I will not. I will. Yes, sir. May I have another? That's the plan.
You know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that thinking engine is rewiring how they're thinking about apotheosis at this point.
That's what I wanted.
Not apotheosis is alive,
It is what it is.
but the outpouring, the outreach is there. It does hit the news, funnily enough. You do get your way onto Radio Canada
Hell yeah.
and all of that because there seems to be some grassroots activism, which is incorporating more than a little bit of questionable means.
Whoops.
But,
Whatever gets us there, man.
but it's there. For the next month, you will have positive bonuses when interacting with pattern spiders.
I gotta write that down.
Yeah, you should probably write it down because let's be honest,
Now,
that's
John,
the sort of thing people forget.
I gotta. This is not. I mean this as sincerely as possible. Do you mean a month of real time, or do you mean a month in the game?
In the game.
Okay, cool. It's like not the next 4 sessions. Okay.
Well, it could.
Well, it could be. Oh, thanks, Kate.
That way you can move
maybe
it
next
to your
session
current
we're going to
age for the
accelerate for
next-
6 months. And
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna leave it on my character sheet. Actually.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. This is why I have them. Things like that.
To the moon. Walks up to the 3 of you and then says, "You're invited to a moot tonight."
Mood.
Well, yes, the results of your
Yeah.
challenge have to be recorded and adjudicated.
Who's judging?
Me.
Yeah, right. Right.
Yeah, right.
For some reason, I forgot that they were
Philadelphia.
Philodox.
Yeah.
I redact that question.
Strike it from the record.
Redacted.
Redacted. Where is it taking place?
Here,
Oh, great.
in Downstream.
We'll be here.
You have a guest. Are you comfortable leaving this guest alone? Or should we have the moot take place at the bar?
I'm comfortable leaving her alone.
Dante looks pretty visibly uncomfortable because he has not yet been party of this, whatever.
I
but
feel like if you'd like, we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
say Troyan told him that
Yeah,
she
yeah.
told them.
I don't want any drama, so it's
Yeah.
more just like a, ooh, oh, okay.
Okay. That's fine. Dante, a word?
Yeah, for sure.
She's one guru. How much can she do? 10 damage?
They
Very nice. Very nice.
they pull Dante aside. You went to a lot of effort for this. You ready to defend your results?
Yeah, of course.
Do you want this?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Wait, what? Whoa. You don't think I do?
I didn't say that. I'm asking you the question because if the answer was otherwise, I wouldn't want to embarrass you at the moot.
I can take care of myself.
I know why you did it, Dante.
Mm-hmm.
I also know how you aren't doing this just so that you can throw.
You're right, because this is a great opportunity to make a difference.
That's right.
Look what we can do in 1 week. Imagine what we can do in 1 year.
If this is how you intend to fight, then that is how we will fight.
If I'm still the leader.
If. But don't forget, Apotheosis never forced you into fighting the way that she felt was important.
No, and I wouldn't want to force anyone either.
So even if you lose, you found a way to fight for Gaia. Congratulations.
Thanks. You got any crypto bros you need to defraud, or you just good to judge this? Because I actually haven't seen the other challenger yet. What's she done?
I don't know.
Come on.
I avoided helping you, didn't I?
You did?
I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm even calling her.
Holy shit, you really don't. That must bug the hell out of you.
Absolutely not. Dante, I'm the most half-moon motherfucker you'll meet. And that's when they turn and
you know
heads
what?
towards these two.
And he's like, that's actually pretty true. Like, I can't really, yeah, correct, yeah. Okay.
Judgy pants permanently stapled on.
These don't come off.
You're honored guests at this moot. I should tell you, however, that the decision that I make, it will be impactful towards your packmate.
Yeah.
It's safe to assume he's either the leader or he isn't.
You should know that you were extended offers to join this sept, which means that if you're unhappy with the result, either of you are allowed to challenge either the adjudicator or the winner.
Is there an outcome where it is a third or other party that wins this?
No, the challenge is between either the Red Wolf or Dante.
Then we should be good.
Unless you're just looking for an excuse to fight us.
I'm not suicidal.
Next time, Macros.
We could keep the claws in.
Yeah.
Bare knuckle boxing, holy shit.
At that point, the door to Downstream opens. And in walks in Red Wolf. They are wearing, at this point, a red trench coat, black pants, a red fedora, slung low over her eyes. She's carrying a messenger bag, which she pulls off as she's walking through. This is, by the way, the very first time you have seen this person wear high-heeled boots.
No lights?
No lights.
Presumably? Okay, yeah. Interesting.
We planned for it.
I can't really resist. I feel like as she walks by, Dante would try to sort of loudly enough that people around could hear, oh man, I gotta tell the chief. I didn't know she was here. He's trying to get a reaction out of her.
I think that might be Hale.
Oh.
Yep.
I'm just going to take a
Yeah, yeah.
quick glance.
You can't see this on the cameras, guys. John's gonna look out the window.
Yeah, because I did get a thunderstorm warning.
No, it's just rain.
Okay. It's just horizontal.
It's raining sideways. Thanks, Ollie.
Oh yeah, severe thunderstorm. Yeah.
It's not even particularly bad rain right now.
Yeah, but we are in the yellow part of the storm cloud, but it won't last long.
Okay.
So yeah, if we suddenly vanish, it's power.
As always, check the Discord. We'll update there as
Yeah.
soon as we can.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Should be gone by 5, the worst of it. Yeah.
But yeah, he's trying to provoke like a jokey reaction from her, not, you know. But
To the moon is the one who invokes this time at the beginning of the moot. But they invoke Thinking Engine. There is a small laptop computer that is set up, and you can see that there is a readout that looks like it's feeding information to Thinking Engine. They go through it and then say there's one thing that we need to do. And they pull out a USB drive that's only this big and then sets it on the table in the center. You, Dante, would recognize this. This is the equivalent of the bone.
okay.
That is an autopsy report. That is the autopsy report of Dusk. Dusk maintained a life. Dusk needed to be shown as dead. By the end of this, that information will belong to Thinking Engine and Thinking Engine alone. We have two here. One, the leader of Downstream. Dante reaches across, a glasswalker theurge who joined us and quickly rose in all of our esteem. When we lost Apotheosis, it was he who declared leadership. No present member of the Sept challenged that, and he was acclaimed. But there was a challenge. One who is not using a name has challenged you. The guru to my left. You accepted this challenge, yes?
I did.
The challenge was to avenge our former Sept Alpha, Apotheosis. And how did you do it?
What better way to avenge the memory and the essence of both a Galliard and the leader of this place, the one who believed so fervently in its mission and its dream, than to permanently encode a message of hope and howl it across the world. I avenged Apotheosis by cementing her legacy and her memory in action that we will continue to perform moving forward. And that's all he has to say.
Does anyone else wish to speak for Dante before we allow the challenger? Any percent rises.
Oh.
I have full faith in him. He has guided us only for 1 week. He has done so with a steady hand. The deeds before show his wisdom. I'm ready to follow him into the future. Packet Loss grins and then just types out simply, "He's a good egg." Very well. And the challenger? Apotheosis, or who is formerly known as Apotheosis, unzips the messenger bag, pulls out a manila envelope, and then places it on the table. Reaches in and then pulls out another USB stick and then plugs it into the laptop. Apotheosis avenged Dawn by coming here, by making sure that the message of Downstream was that the apocalypse would be reverted by something made. Avenging Apotheosis is simpler. But I've only started down the path, and I don't intend to be the one to finish walking it. I've created the opportunity. I will fight to make sure that it will be developed, but I will not end the opportunity itself. That will belong to someone else, possibly someone here. I am on the board of directors of Pointe-à-Carrière. I'm going to make the Hive a new cairn.
Well, is there? I would like to propose that there. Well, look, I don't know what anyone else's reaction is. There's like consternation in Dante for sure. I don't know if it's silent or not.
Oh, why don't you roll to find out?
I think I will.
All right, that will be a manipulation, or no, composure.
Composure, yeah, for sure. This is 100%. Yeah.
That is a composure and
That's crazy, dude.
subterfuge. Composure, subterfuge.
Okay. 4 successes.
I think that's enough to maintain a good poker face.
100%. I mean, the eyebrow goes up for sure. For sure.
The Black Spiral dancers who were present at the hive that formerly existed before Phoenix's pack, the Silver Pack, destroyed it. They're the ones who killed Apotheosis. I'm going to make sure that every single brick is devoted towards thwarting what they were fighting for forever. But it will not be me who will lead this cairn. I'm not done with Downstream yet. And the world isn't done with me. Seemingly, I am eternal.
Who will lead the new cairn?
I don't know. It will take a long time. There is much to be done to ensure that it is a place that we can use. But the energy is there. It is a hallowed ground. Corrupted, warped. But these things can be overcome with time. Perhaps there will be someone towards the end who will be able to step forward and make the claim. But if I'm to avenge apotheosis, it's enough for me to know that it will happen. And then To the Moon looks around to everybody and hold on.
Yep, let's
Let's see if To the Moon can develop a poker face.
lickety split. we gotta learn how to poker face real fast.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Is there anyone here who will speak for the challenger? Interesting.
She's pretty fresh to have made friends and supporters. She's been out working. Hopefully the judgment won't come down to just who's got more friends.
I agree with Macris. I can't speak to the challenger, but I can speak to what I heard just now.
Are you showing throat?
No. You asked me a question.
Proceed.
It would be foolish to not acknowledge the absolute insanity and vision of this plan that the Red Wolf brings. It is ambition beyond compare. And that's all he says.
Dante reaches across. I should tell you that I find you a compelling leader. I think you have so much to offer, not just for Downstream, but for Gaia herself. You are one of Spider's favored. But you are not the leader of Downstream. Not yet. They look over to the side. Because I'm not going to pretend that this is someone new. I know this wolf. And this wolf has laid down a challenge for herself and for all Guru here in the city. Your message, Dante, is one that will echo through the ages. I understand that. But as she said, she is eternal. Do you accept this judgment?
I accept the judgment.
She reaches down, picks up the USB stick, and then cracks it in one hand, drops it onto the table. You have someone chasing your back. And he's good. Don't forget it. Packet Loss looks up and types out very briefly, I have one tale to tell.
Oh.
The mood was not intended to have tales, but it could. Packet Loss stands up. And then he just pushes one button. It's clear that he's typed something in advance. My friend did not die. Not in the way that we think. My friend ended one life and has started another one. Thinking engine, hear me. and understand that all the deeds of apotheosis were accomplished by this one. Rejoice. Acknowledge that apotheosis is dead. Acknowledge that all of her deeds belong to this one. And acknowledge that Dante deserves more than a simple loss. And then he turns to you.
He looks at him kind of questioningly, yeah. Dante returns the sign. For thank you.
And we'll end the session there.
Clap, 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 clap. Yeah.
Especially because ads have prevented people from seeing the end of it.
Or nor. They come back, it's a bloodbath, there's doors everywhere.
I'm so annoyed. I'm so fucking pissed at ads.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, because of the timing, yeah, specifically.
Literally the last minute of that
Yep.
meant that people missed it. Just fuck
Yep.
all the way off.
Yep.
Catch up the old.
That's another reason why I'm not liking Twitch, by the way.
Yep.
If you're listening, Bezos, fuck this.
Yeah.
We've got like...
Can you imagine?
We do not have nearly as many audience members as we need in order to make this worth it for you to actually run ads, you fucking dipshit.
Yep.
Splooey is right. Thank you, Splooey.
It's true.
Yeah.
Sick. Plus, you get all of our discussion of... Well, there's been a lot of discussion on today's stream.
Elizabeth, what'd you learn today?
I learned what the Red Wolf is willing to do
Crazy.
to avenge herself, and it felt like a big step in taking back her own identity and sense of purpose. Huge.
Scott?
I learned, not to piggyback too much, I learned what Dante was willing to do for... No, but like what Dante was willing and interested in doing as leader of Downstream. There was talk right at the beginning of session about being selfish or being, altruistic. And like, is it... Yeah, I think I also learned that he's understanding more about himself in this moment as well. Yeah.
You can't see it. It's like, yeah, no.
Oh, it
You're
needs to go
gonna
up.
end up covering the whole screen if you leave it there.
All right, so the current moot point is best Jevism of the stream.
That should be good.
god.
The burp.
Okay.
I'm thirsty with a finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cum gutters.
Yeah.
Or the Bezos rant.
I like
Late
it.
edition there.
Unless there was one at break that we missed.
Theological Bear, I like the assumption that we're anyway, the three friends get their own Karen, but it's like you have to go live in the basement. Like we're the teens, you know what I mean? They're like, no, go to the basement if you're gonna smoke that fucking weed around
There's like
here.
old pizza that Macros had ordered months ago.
Now, like the tile on the walls.
Yep.
I learned that there's an interesting dynamic about how the three of you feel still about Aya.
Mm-hmm.
There's a protectiveness that's coming out of Troyan, which I think is quite interesting. There's a jockeying for position coming from Macros, which I think is interesting. And by I just mean like you are definitely willing to put Aya in her place. As in like you don't get to act like you're one of us yet, which I think is interesting. Very specifically be like, you're not the one asking questions here. It's very much a sit the fuck down.
That's complicated and I don't feel like answering it right now, so I'm just gonna say because I said so. Like Ed Parent. Me.
And Dante didn't do as much direct interaction with Aya, but what's interesting to me is that there's still quite a bit of questioning happening there.
Well, I'm personally very curious to see where this goes in that sense because I thought I had worked out my feeling, or Dante's feelings, like, yeah, we should kill her for this reason. Okay, hang on, like, we didn't go that way, and now I'm gonna give her a chance. Sorry, what do you mean she talked to think? Hang on, like, you can't just, you can't keep pulling out secrets, like, you're supposed to be an open book.
So the winner of the poll, by the way, is...
Wisty?
No.
The words.
It's the Comgetters.
Yes.
Yeah. Alright.
By 1 vote.
Okay.
The burp and I'm thirsty with the finger actually tied.
They did follow.
Nobody voted for the Bezos rant, and I think rightfully so. Kate?
Learned a lot. Felt like a very informative session. Pick a specific thing. That's tough.
The direction is to
Sorry,
pick a
I was too tuned into what everyone else was saying. Downstream's raison d'être actually comes from a prophecy. And that
I want to know more about that.
Dawn was like, that Dawn's memory was persisted by apotheosis, making that the rules of Downstream sort of thing. Yeah, cool.
That's so interesting.
Elizabeth, you want to call someone's play out?
Yeah. I want to call out Scott for coming up with a really excellent creative way to avenge apotheosis. It absolutely worked in the spirit of the challenge, and it was super cool, and you explained it all in a way that like was very clear and like empowering, and it was a great, it was just a great like moment. Great choice, man.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. I want to shout out John, not for the moot point, of course, although, no, I'm just kidding. But I actually, what I really appreciated in this session, John, was when Juan and To the Moon visited the bar, getting to see both of them. We kind of meta-wise know to a certain extent why they're there, what they're trying to suss out. But the way that they both chose to do that is both indicative of their characters and maybe a little bit of the power dynamic between the two Karens. Weathered Storm seems to, because we're the PCs, Weathered Storm seems to be taking a bit of a back seat right now. And Downstream seems to be kind of coming to the fore, so there's like also more emphasis being placed on people from Downstream and what their motives are and stuff. And I just thought it was a really cool little microcosm. So much of the campaign is us being go-betweens between the two Karens. And to once again see that represented, but in a new way. I really appreciate it. I thought it was really cool.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Oh.
Whenever I deal with Macros, I'm not sure which Macros I'm going to deal with. And that's not to say that you're inconsistent. It's that Macros has layers, right? There are times where Macros is going to come out, both barrels firing, and it's just like Sass Queen and let's fucking go. There's something specific about the way that Macros is going about things right now that's very intriguing to me. Because I think this is one of those times that Macros doesn't... Like, I'm getting the impression that Macros is still figuring out exactly what's going on with all of it. But she cares about all of it. Checking in with the Cubs. Checking in with Aya. Participating to a certain degree to help Dante, but also still questioning a little bit of, like, what the hell's going on here. The world has changed. For Ragabash, that means that you have to understand the world before you can actually question it. And I'm seeing that coming from you quite a bit right now, because you don't actually have another thing to fall back on. And Arun's like, well, I'll get ready for the next fight, whatever that might be. I'll just, pump iron or whatever. Philodoxes are here to like, I'll judge stuff. But Ragabash you have to question. And you're not falling prey to, okay, well then I guess I'll just piss everyone off. It's, I'll understand what's going on, and then I can figure out what actually needs questioning and what doesn't. What needs poking because it deserves to die, and what needs poking so that they can strengthen themselves. And that's what I'm getting right now.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Liz is Troyan for trust. I feel like we spend a lot of our games with tinfoil hats, like stacking them on top of each other. And you're giving Aya some leeway, and I think that's a big development, perhaps for all of us. But just being like, no. We'll walk the first time and then let her go. I think that's really cool, and I think it speaks to who Troyan is, the bartender side of Troyan, as opposed to the rip and tear side of Troyan.
The Blood Fury side of Troyan, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, pal.
Yay.
What do we have coming up this week?
Oh.
Probably nothing on Monday.
I have work on Tuesday, but I should be home in time to stream. It might be late. Check the Discord. I will post the event as soon as I know, or I'll tag people in the event when I'm like, it's gonna happen tonight. Tornado Macaw's been dating everything, and I continue to meet more and more luscious, I was gonna say babes and dudes. I don't know quite. We met Punchy last stream. It was great. Well, sorry, my version of Punchy, I guess. It's been great. There's like a dominatrix as well in the game. Anyway, there's a lot going on. We've been dating everything, and it's been a lot of fun. Tuesday, hopefully.
Backroom Deals has to take another backseat this week.
Oh.
Unfortunately, we had a great clinic hours, though, and it was really good, which means that I kind of want to stream at some point. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to stream on Wednesday, but I might anyway.
Oh.
It kind of depends on whether I have to go and do something else instead.
Yeah.
But, we'll find out. But if it is something, it'll be on Wednesday. Well, sure.
Unfortunately, no Punchy on Friday.
Oh no! For a steel stream.
Yeah, so
It is.
stay tuned.
Maybe I'll just do it on Friday then.
Yeah.
It is yours if
Hey,
you'd like
I
it.
will still stream on Friday.
Hooray!
Assuming that I don't have anything else on.
7 p.m. meeting.
So I will be streaming.
You can
between-
stream at a
Earlier?
weird time.
Yeah.
Weird
We'll find out.
time.
I will stream at some point this week. You'll get a stream out of us.
It will be posted on Discord. And on Saturday,
Saturday should be regular.
Yeah.
I'm wrapping up my current campaign of Dune. I played Arkham Horror, the card game. I should be wrapping up that story. So come and find out the climactic conclusion of fighting Cthulhu.
and then we have Drew Crew at 1500, and it is. Such
We're
a
doing
good
the last
book.
3 chapters, aren't we?
We are finishing the book. We have 3 chapters to go. We're gonna finish it.
Which also means
It's
you get to
amazing.
vote on. Oh no, I think we had pre-decided what was next, but you probably get to vote on what's next if we haven't already.
That's right.
And yes, thank you for that. We gotta find out about
Captain
that.
Splooey's
varnish.
been varnishing the East Wing for like 3 weeks, and we need to know if he gets let out finally.
If you are interested in that clinic hours, the VOD should still be available on Twitch. But I did record it, and I will likely upload it to YouTube soon.
Is there Pinky Pack tonight? I was
There
like to
There
shout
will
out a little
be
Pinky Pack.
Montreal by Moonlight next week, though. Usual channel.
Sorry, thank you. Yes.
Preempt our own fucking stream.
Whoops.
All right.
That's probably perfect.
Over in 45 minutes, go check out twitch.tv/PinkyPack for more role-playing adventures of the more dragons and/or dungeons variety. Thanks, of course, to everyone for being here. Kung Fu Fenris, you're pretty cool. Sorry you weren't here. Don't know if you'll hear this,
VHS is for you.
but yeah.
We've got you a boat.
But in the meantime, we'll be heading that way.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.